Gopala Camp First Camp Prathamam Puranam First Chapter Sri Galoka Rupa Nirupana Description of Sri Galoka 1. O Sri Krishna Chaitanya, O Lord accompanied by Srila Rupa Goswami and Srila Sanatana Goswami, O Lord attained by Srila Gopal Bhatta Goswami and Srila Raghunatha Dasa Goswami, O Lord dear to the residents of Vraja, please protect me. 2. With a happy heart I have written this verse. Now I will explain it. With is that explanation. This verse means, step by step I meditate on my worshipable Supreme Lord Istadeva, his devotees and certain specific devotees. Yes. This verse has 3 meanings. I will begin by explaining the first meaning. This verse is in the Anustup meter. The first word is prefaced by Shri, glorious. Although the other words are not prefaced by Shri, the Shri in the first word should be assumed to apply to the other words. Explanation of the Mangalacharana 3. In this verse Sri Krishna means, O greatest of all, O Lord named Sri Krishna. Sri Krishna Chaitanya means O Lord glorious with all auspiciousness. Say Sanatana means accompanied by glorious Sri Sanatana Goswami. Rupaka means, copyright, great saint named Rupa Goswami, O great saint whose feet I place on my head. Gopala means, O Sri Gopala Bhatta Goswami rich in learning and saintliness. Raghunatha means O Raghunatha Dasa Goswami. Aptavra means O devotee famous in Vraja for your great and perfect devotion, or it may mean Apta means O saint like an ornament decorating the ears of the devotees, or it may also mean O leader of the devotees headed by Sri Bhugarbha Goswami. Valabha means O Sri Valabha, O my saintly father of whose feet I take shelter. Or, Raghunatha Vra Valabha may mean O you who are dear to the followers of Sri Raghunatha. Pahimam means by giving me the shade of your lotus feet, please protect me. 4. Now I will explain the second meaning of this verse. In this verse the word Shri means Radha. She is called Shri because she is the first of all goddesses of fortune, as will be proved later in this book. The word following Shri is Krishna, which is the name of Nanda's son, the secret supreme personality of Godhead. Thus the words Shri Krishna mean Krishna, who is accompanied by his internal potency named Radha. The derivation of the word Krishna is given in these words. Mahabharata, Udayoga Parva 71.4. Krishrabhu Vakaka Sabdonas Konurvati Vakaka Taor Akyam Param Brahma Krishna Idiabhidayat. The word Krs is the attractive feature of the Lord's existence, and Na means spiritual pleasure. When the verb Krs is added to the affix Na, it becomes Krishna, which indicates the absolute truth. This verse indicates how the 2 syllables Krs and Na are joined to make the name Krishna. The word bhuvakaka here refers to the way the verb bhu is thus changed into the noun bhava, being, by the agency of the kvip pratya affix. As the verb bhu is thus changed to become bhava, so the verb krs to attract becomes akrasana, attraction. Thus krs means he who attracts the hearts of others. The words te or akyam mean as 2 lovers join, so the 2 syllables krs and na, bliss, join. When united in this way they create the meaning all attractive bliss. The words Param Brahma are explained in these famous words. Naraktri Param Brahma, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, has a human-like form. The 2 syllables Krs and Na thus combine to become the name of Nanda's son. The words Idiabhidayat mean the power of the word is thus revealed. The Lord's nature is also described in the name Chaitanya, which means all-pervading. The word Rupaka means O Lord whose form is the shelter of all, or it may also mean O Lord understood by the wise saints. The Lord's form is described in these words of Sri Gopala Tapani Upanishad. Saksidananda Rupa Krishnaya Karin. I offer my respectful obeisances to Lord Krishna, who rescues the devotees from all distress and whose form is eternal and full of knowledge and bliss. The Lord's form is also described in these words from Brahma's prayers in Srimad Bhagavatam 10.14, 22. Tvayeva nitya sukha bodha tanavananti. O Lord, your body is eternal and full of bliss and knowledge. The word sa sanatana rupaka means O Lord on whose form the devotees always, sanatana, gaze, rupaka, O Lord who always appear before the devotees, O Lord who appear before the devotees whose only treasure is devotion for you they keep in their hearts. Among the words Gopala Raghunatha Vra Valabha, the word Gopala Raghunatha means O Lord who are attained, apta, by the leaders, Natha, of the small boys, Raghu, that protect the cows, Gopala. The word apta Vra Valabha means O Lord dear to the glorious cowherd people of Vraja. Gopala Raghunatha may also be interpreted to mean, O Lord who are the master, Natha, the Gopas, Gopala, worship and yearn to attain, Raghu. In the Amarikosa dictionary, these definitions of the word raghu are given. Trisvistite laghu. The word raghu may mean three, desired, worshipped, or small. Following these three different meanings, one may accept many different interpretations of the vocative case word Gopala Raghunathapta. The word apta vravalabha may also be interpreted to mean O Lord dear to your multitude, vra, of kinsmen, apta. Implied in that interpretation is the thought, O Lord, your glory is never perceived by outsiders. 5. Now I will explain the third meaning of this verse. In the word Shri Krishna, the word Shri means Shri Radha, the best of the Lord's beloveds. Krishna means Krishna who enjoys charming pastimes with her. Krishna Chaitanya means O Bhakta Avatara, the Lord's incarnation as a devotee, named Krishna Chaitanya, and O same Supreme Personality of Godhead who descended to this world. Say Sanatana. Rupaka means O Lord who stays with your two devotees Srila Rupa Goswami and Srila Sanatan Goswami. Gopala Raghunathapta means O Lord attained by your devotees Gopala Bhatta Goswami and Raghunatha Dasa Goswami. Vravalabha means O Lord always dear to the residents of Vra. Pahimam means please protect me. About this book 6. Now that the Mangalakarana is explained, the purpose of this book is explained in the following words. The nectar conclusions I collected in the book Krishna Sandarbha are now tasted by the tongue of the poet's intelligence. 7. Lamb, the author of this poem. I am its heart. What I write the great souls will see is like a jewel set in gold. 8. This book is two campus, a first Campu, Purva, and a concluding Campu, Uttara. Each of these campus is divided in 3 parts. I pray the saintly devotees may, as they wish, place their intelligence on these campus. 9. I pray this book named Gopala Campu will please Lord Krishna and his devotees. 10. Although a long time has passed since they took birth and then disappeared from this world, the people of Gokula are even now present before the great souls. The book begins. 11. The glorious forest named Vrindavana begins a great auspiciousness to the earth goddess. This forest has the power to deliver all living beings in all the worlds. The mere touch of its purifying breeze washes away all troubles. That touch opens the bolt on the door in the prison of the 3 Vargas: economic development, sense gratification, and material piety, and it carries away the fragrance of impersonal liberation. With his great glories it untees the bonds of impersonal liberation. Although in other places the Supreme Personality of Godhead does not easily give the gift of devotional service, in the land of Vrindavana he easily gives it always. In his heart the demigod Brahma yearned to attain even a lowly birth in Vrindavana. He thought his contact with Vrindavana was the beginning of his own glorious good fortune. The ways of Vrindavan are very mysterious. They are like the poetic ornament Virodha Alankara, where what seems a contradiction is resolved in the end. Even if their authors lack poetic skill, poems about Vrindavana are glorious. That is because in those poems is an awareness of what is truly important and glorious. To help the people of this world, blissful Lord Krishna, the son of Nanda, descends again and again to the realm of Vrindavana. In this way a great festival of bliss always fills Vrindavana. 12. Srila Sukadeva Goswami says Vrindavana is filled with wonderful bliss. Srimad Bhagavatam 10.11.36. Vindavanam Govardhanam Yamuna Pulanani Kaviksya Siddhatama Preeti Rama Madhavayornrapa. O King Pariksit, when Rama and Krishna saw Vrindavana, Govardhana, and the banks of the river Yamuna, they both enjoyed great pleasure. 13. In Vrindavana is Govardhana hill, which is glorified in these words. The Puranas call Lord Krishna by the name Gokulsvara, the master of Gokula. This confirms the truth that Gokula is Lord Krishna's abode. Gokula is also the abode of the Surabhi cows. Govardhana hill is the shelter of Krishna and his cows. 14. It is also said, Manasa Ganga and Govardhana are considered 2 different places in the realm of the 3 worlds. However, I think they are the same place. They are the same flood of love for Lord Krishna that has entered this world. 15. It is also said, the 2 lakes Radhakunda and Syamakunda are the lovers' meeting of Sri Sri Radhakrishna. I think the sweet fragrances at those lakes are actually Sri Sri Radha Krishna passionate embraces. The breezes are Radha Krishna's passionate sighs and trembling, and the water seen in those lakes is Radha Krishna's passionate love melted into nectar. 16. About the Yamuna it is said, to one who simply bathes in her waters, the Yamuna gives the power to see Lord Krishna. To one who sees her, the Yamuna gives the sweetness of Lord Krishna's abode. 17. Here is a guess about Yamuna's true identity. Is the Yamuna a single drop of perspiration from Lord Krishna's body? Is the Yamuna love for Lord Krishna, love that has assumed the form of a dark river? 18. The Yamuna's banks manifest great bliss and love. Gazing on the Yamuna's shore, the wise devotees have a vision of Lord Krishna's nectar rasa dance pastimes. Did the Yamuna sprinkle on her shores a divine elixir in the form of grains of sand? 19. A banyan tree makes our hearts tremble. How can I describe the love a certain banyan tree feels for Lord Krishna? When Lord Krishna disappeared from this world, that tree thought, let Govardhana Hill and the other places stay in this world in their partial expansions. I have no power to stay. Then that tree also disappeared from this world. 20. Look at the deep love Vrindavan forest feels. Sometimes Lord Krishna's forest becomes stunned like an motionless mountain. Sometimes that forest trembles, its leaves and petals moving, suddenly pushing out many new sprouts. That forest sometimes stands with the hairs of its body erect in ecstasy. 21. Why would Lord Krishna and his multitude, Vraja, of associates not wish to appear in that land of Vrindavan? We see their appearance in Vrindavana as very appropriate. Some pundits say the land of Vraja is named for the multitudes, Vraja, of the Lord's associates. 22. In Srimad Bhagavatam, 10.5. 18, it is said, O Maharaja Pariksit, the home of Nanda Maharaja is eternally the abode of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and his transcendental qualities, and is therefore always naturally endowed with the opulence of all wealth. Yet beginning from Lord Krishna's appearance there, it became the place for the pastimes of the goddess of fortune. 23. Following the Padma Purana's descriptions of the Lord's advent in this world, I will soon describe the Lord's entrance, kalpa after kalpa, into the land of Vrindavana, a delightful, beautiful, opulent land where the Lord killed many crooked demons with dangerous fangs. Because it is never touched by the material bodies or minds of the residents of the material world, because it is filled with kadamba trees and many other kinds of glorious trees and plants elaborately described in Vraja Purana and other scriptures, and because within its borders Lord Krishna enjoys many eternal nectar pastimes with Balarama, the Gopas, and the Surabhikas, pastimes elaborate descriptions of which may be heard in Skanda Purana and other scriptures, it should be understood that the glory and beauty of Vrindavana has no limit. Indeed, Vrindavana is outside the realm of the material world. 24-28. Vrindavana is described in these words by Lord Krishna himself in these words from the Gautamya Tantra. Vrindavana is my delightful spiritual abode. When they die, the cows, birds, deer, animals, human beings, and demigods who reside in Vrindavana go to my eternal spiritual abode. Many gopi girls also reside here in Vrindavana. Great yoginis, they eternally serve me with devotion. This 40-mile forest of Vrindavan is my own transcendental form. Flowing with nectar, the Yamuna is the transcendental Susumna Kakra. Manifesting spiritual forms, the demigods and sages stay in this abode of Vrindavana. I, the master of all the demigods, never leave this forest. Yuga after yuga I appear in this abode, and then again I disappear. Material eyes have no power to see this glorious and delightful world of Vrindavana. 29. The realm of Gokula, which is full of all glories and opulences, which, as we will describe later in this book by following the descriptions in Srimad Bhagavatam, is the place where the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is an ocean of mercy, after leaving his ocean abode, entered, and which is Lord Krishna's own abode and the abode of his cowherd people, and which is the place where, by entering and then leaving the waters of delightful Brahma lake, and by revealing his Vaikuntha opulences to Akrura, and by accepting the prayers of the Vedas personified, Lord Krishna revealed the truth of his human-like pastimes in Vrindavana and filled his associates with wonder, and where even now the wise devotees take shelter and directly see the Supreme Lord's pastimes, and where, according to Harivamsa's description of Govindabhisika, Krishna's coronation, King Indra came to understand that Krishna is the all-pervading Supreme Personality of Godhead, and which, including its forest of Vrindavana and the surrounding area, some say is situated in the spiritual sky, far above the coverings of the material world, and where the devotees take shelter of the spiritual ground where Lord Krishna enjoyed many pastimes, and where Lord Krishna manifested his spiritual form, a form described in Brahma Samhita and other scriptures, is the abode where Lord Krishna enjoys many manifest and unmanifest pastimes, described in many scriptures. This abode of Gokula is described in Brahma Samhita, which affirms 5.56, 2, 4, and 5. 30-31. I worship that seat known as Svetadvipa, whereas loving consorts the Laxmis in their unalloyed spiritual essence practice the amorous service of the Supreme Lord Krishna as their only lover, where every tree is a transcendental purpose tree, where the soil is the only gem, all water is nectar, every word is a song, every gate is a dance, the flute is the favorite attendant, effulgence is full of transcendental bliss, and the supreme spiritual entities are all enjoyable and tasty, where numberless milk cows always emit transcendental oceans of milk, where there is eternal existence of transcendental time, who is ever present and without past or future and hence is not subject to the quality of passing away even for the space of half a moment. That realm is known as Goloka to only a very few self-realized souls in this world. 32. The super excellent station of Krishna, which is known as Gokula, has thousands of petals and a corolla like that of a lotus sprouted from a part of his infinitary aspect, the whirl of the leaves being the actual abode of Krishna. The whirl of that eternal realm of Goloka is the hexagonal abode of Krishna. Its petals are the abodes of gopis who are part and parcel of Krishna to whom they are most lovingly devoted and are similar in essence. The petals shine so beautifully like so many walls. The extended leaves of that lotus are the garden-like Dhamma, the spiritual abode of Sri Radhika, the most beloved of Krishna. 33-36. There is a mysterious quadrangular place named Svetadvipa surrounding the outskirts of Gokula. Svetadvipa is divided into 4 parts on all sides. The abodes of Vasudeva, Sankarsana, Pradyumna, and Anrada are separately located in each of these 4 parts. These 4 divided abodes are enveloped by the fourfold human requirements such as piety, wealth, passion, and liberation, as also by the 4 Vedas, viz. Arji, Sama, Yajur, and Atharva, which deal with the mantra and which are the basis of achievements of the fourfold mundane requirements. 10 tridents are fixed in the 10 directions, including the zenith and nadir. The 8 directions are decorated with the 8 jewels of Mahapadma, Padma, Sankha, Makara, Kachapa, Mukunda, Kunda, and Nila. There are 10 protectors, Dikpalas, of the 10 directions in the form of mantra. The associates of the hues of blue, yellow, red, and white, and the extraordinary potencies bearing the names of Vimala etc. shine on all sides. 37. I worship Govinda, the primeval lord, the first progenitor, who is tending the cows, yielding all desire, in abodes built in spiritual gems, surrounded by millions of purpose trees, always served with great reverence and affection by hundreds of thousands of Laxmis or Gopis. 38. In the Vamana Purana it is said, studded with jewels and glorious with mineral pigments, Govardhana hill is glorious in Gokula. Its banks studded with jewels, the Yamuna, the best of rivers flows in Gokula. 39. The evidence of the scripture will be the resting place of this poem. That evidence will be like a board where I paint the picture that is this poem. 40. Because it is the home of the cows and cowherd people, Lord Krishna's abode is called by the name Goloka, the world of the cows, and because it is untouched by matter and therefore is supremely pure, it is also called by the name Svetadvipa, the White Island. Some few wise souls in this world know that this is the supreme, the highest realm. Therefore the transcendental Goloka and the transcendental Svetadvipa both mentioned in the Brahma Samhita verse quoted here in text 30 are the same place. 41. That is the proper, logical conclusion. The word Sriya in the Brahma Samhita verse quoted here in text 30 is in the nominative plural and refers to the blissful and independent Gopis. In the other Vaikuntha realms there is only one goddess Sri, Lakshmi, but in Goloka there are many Sris. Therefore Goloka's glory is without limit. These many Sris are the Gopis, who are described in the great mantra Gopiyana Valabha Svaha. 42. Here we accept not only the customary meaning of the word Sri but also a special meaning, namely Gopi. In Srimad Bhagavatam 10.47, 60 Srila Sukadeva Goswami uses the general meaning of the word Sri, which there means goddess Lakshmi. In Brahma Samhita 5.29, quoted here in text 37, Lord Brahma uses the word Sri in its special sense. There the word means the Gopis. The words Sri and Gopi are like the words Kuru and Pandava. In one sense they are not different, but in another sense there is a distinction. The most exalted Sri is goddess Radha. This is described in the Padma, Skanda, Vraha, Matsya, and other Puranas and also in the Govinda Vrindavan Tantra. What more need be said? It is said. 43. Of all women, the Laxmis are the best. Among the Laxmis, the Gopis are the best. Among the Gopis, Radha is the best. What girl is beautiful and playful like Radha? 44. All the Gopis share the same lover. His name is Govinda, Krishna, and he is the glory of Gokula. One by one, he enjoys pastimes with each of the beautiful gopis. He is the best of all lovers of beautiful girls. 45. Bewildered by Yogamaya, the gopis believe they are others' wives and Krishna is their paramour. Because this idea is completely untrue, they are bewildered. The use here of the word Shri, goddess of fortune, and Parama Purusa, the supreme personality of Godhead, prove that the idea is untrue. Quoting many passages from scripture, this I will explain later in this book. 46. The same truth applies also to Lord Balarama. 47. As explained in Brahma Samhita 5.56, quoted here in text 30, because they have the power to fulfill all desires. All trees in Goloka are Kalpa Vriksha trees, purpose trees. Not only are those trees glorious, but they are very extraordinary and rare. In their very nature Kalpa Vriksha trees have very extraordinary qualities. 48. Furthermore, the land in Goloka is splendid to touch and splendid to see, splendid like a great mirror. It is a great monsoon of splendor. It is filled with Sintamani jewels. 49. It is more beautiful and more glorious than any place in the 14 worlds. Its palaces and buildings are all made of Sintamani jewels. The great beauty of its trees and plants and flowers always takes birth in the devotee's heart. 50. It is said that the sights and sounds of the different kinds of beautiful hills, birds, and beasts there fill the people of Goloka with wonder. 51. In Goloka all water is nectar. What is the nectar of this world in comparison to that nectar? In Goloka all words are like nectar poured into the ears. What are the songs of this world in comparison to those songs? In Goloka all walking is the most graceful dance. Those dances are very glorious and charming. 52. In Goloka Lord Krishna's flute sings very sweetly and playfully. That flute is Krishna's dear friend. No one is fortunate like that flute. 53. Goloka is full of transcendental bliss. By the power of the Lord's unparalleled transcendental potency, his pastimes seeming like pastimes of the material world, are manifested in Goloka. By the Lord's potency are manifest there a sun, moon, and stars, and other things very beautiful and charming. Still, Goloka is not at all like the material world. In Goloka are none of the inevitable transformations that make the material world so horrible. 54. In the course of its description of the 5 tattvas in the Hayasarsa Pankaratra, the things in Vaikuntha are described in these words. In the spiritual world the flowers and everything else are fragrant and very pleasing to the senses. Everything there is full of nectar. 55. There unpleasant things do not exist. Everything there is nectar. The fruits there have no skin, seed, hardness, or anything unpleasant. Please know that nothing there is made of matter. 56. In Srimad Bhagavatam, 10.14, 37, it is said, My dear Lord, your Vrindavan pastimes are simply to enthuse your devotees. If someone takes your Vrindavana pastimes to be material, he will be misled. In these words the demigod Brahma says, O Lord, your surrendered devotees participate in your pastimes, eternal, spiritual pastimes that are like an imitation of the activities of the material world. I cannot participate in these eternal pastimes as they can. 57. In these words of the demigod Brahma the first sentence describes participating in the Lord's pastimes and the second sentence also describes participating in Lord's pastimes. 58. The first sentence refers to the transcendental potency that manifests pastimes according to the Lord's will. The second sentence also refers to the Lord's potency, the same potency that manifests all the Lord's pastimes. 59. When Lord Krishna plays the flute, the Surabhi cows become completely enchanted. The cows then make many great rivers of fragrant milk flow from the great mountains of their udders, rivers that join to become an ocean of milk like a great moat surrounding Goloka on all sides. These cows are Kamadhinu cows, cows that fulfill all desires, for from them flows an ocean of milk. 60. The wise devotees know that many different rivers of many different kinds of nectar flow in Goloka. 61. Furthermore, Lord Krishna's parents, brother, friends, and other associates of different ages, some in Kaisora childhood, some in Nava Yavana, new youth, some in Yavana, youth, some in Ardha Vardhakya, middle age, and some in other ages. They keep these ages eternally. They do not grow older. 62. In the middle of the face of Goloka is a jewel lotus of many thousands of petals. Lord Krishna affirms the world of Gokula is his very self. He says, Lamvrata, the home of the cowherd people and their cows. 63. Here the ordinary meaning of the word Gokula, a multitude of cows, should be rejected. It is said, a definition accepted by tradition and custom takes precedence over a definition based on mere etymology. The word Jalaa may be taken as an example. The etymological definition is anything born in water. However, in tradition and custom this word is used to mean lotus flower. In the same way, Gokula here refers not to a multitude of cows, but to a specific place. 64. Srila Sukadeva Goswami uses the word Gokula in this way when he says, Srimad Bhagavatam 10.10.39, Shri Krishna is the master of Gokula. In this passage the Gokulsvara is an example of the Pratyavarak. Another example of this usage is seen in these words from the Vedas. 30. As he was before, in that way Krishna appeared before the Goas' eyes. He was wonderfully splendid. The Gopis let out a great tumult of Krishna. 31. Hearing the tumult, the beautiful Gopis quickly gathered around Krishna. The Gopis were now filled with bliss. They had been like rivers beginning to go dry in the long summer when no rain clouds come, rivers that suddenly encounter a great host of large monsoon clouds that shower ample rains. The Gopis felt they had been on the verge of death and now their lives were suddenly rescued. 32. The following description is given. Glorious in yellow garments, smiling flower garlanded Krishna gently placed flower garlands on the Gopis' shoulders. He was like Kamadeva surrounded by many amorous artists. 33. Without shyness, Krishna, surrounded by his gopi beloveds, went to the river bank. The restless Gopis were like rivers swiftly flowing to the ocean Krishna. 34. The first of these proud Gopis is described by Sri Parasara Muni in these words of the Vishnu Purana. Seeing her beloved, one joyful gopi called out, Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. The gopi here is named Bhadra. 35. Srila Sukadeva Goswami explains, another girl approached Krishna. A glorious new lotus flower within its leaves was the offering she held in her folded hands. This gopi is Kandravali. 36. On some pretext another gopi placed Krishna's feet on her breasts. It was as if she had worshipped Lord Shiva for a boon and now her desire was fulfilled. This gopi is Padma. 37. Another gopi took in her folded hands the remnants of betel nuts chewed by Krishna. She considered herself now the object of Krishna's passionate love. This gopi is Spiya. These gopis are all right-wing, gentle and meek, gopis. 38. Another gopi took Krishna's sandal-anointed arm and placed it around her neck. In this way she hinted at her eagerness to enjoy pastimes with him. The gopi here is Siyamala, who is a left-wing, proud and bold, gopi. 39. With the black bees of her unblinking eyes, another gopi drank the nectar at the lotus flower of Krishna's face. A metaphor is employed here. In truth, the gopis' eyes defeat the black bees and the glory of Krishna's face defeats the nectar of the lotus flower. The gopi here is Lalita. 40. With closed eyes another shy-hearted gopi gazed at Krishna. Even though she was separated from him, she saw him in her heart. This is very wonderful. She became like a yogi, who by meditating meets the Lord in his heart. This gopi is Visakha. 41. An angry gopi tried to fire arrows from her eyes. Krishna remained unwounded and unmoved. Although those arrows did not wound Krishna, they certainly troubled him. Who can describe the activities of this gopi? The gopi here is Radha, who is accompanied by her gopi friends. 42. The gopis' faces blossomed with happiness because of the monsoon cloud Krishna's arrival. They celebrated a festival of bliss. They felt they had attained their life's goal. They felt they had been born again. This verse refers to all the gopis. 43. Krishna's form is splendid without peer. No metaphor can do justice to his youthful handsomeness. Although no metaphor does justice to him, still I have employed metaphors in these verses. I am not at fault. That Krishna is more glorious than all else is simply the nature of things. 44. Krishna and the gopis then enjoyed pastimes of passionate amorous glances. Gazing at each other, Krishna and the gopis both became like kakora birds gazing at the moon. As flowers blossom on a vine, their eyes blossomed with happiness. 45. At that festive moment, Vrindavana's splendid deity, Sri Krishna, as he was broadly enjoying pastimes, walked to the Yamuna's banks, which were playfully touched by restless waves and by lotus breezes traveling on the pathways of the air. 46. The glorious Yamuna, its graceful waves like hands, flowed. The fragrant breezes blowing from the lotus flowers' filaments embraced the soft white sands of the river bank. The nectar autumn moonlight anointed the river bank and chased the darkness of night far away. The humming bees delightedly flew amongst the flowers growing on the land and in the water. 47. Staying by the glorious Yamuna, Sri Krishna, his smiling glistening eyes like 100-petal Wheat lotuses, with his own hands anointed with kubkuma the gopis breasts, dressed the gopis in fine garments, made them sit in glorious sitting places, and praised them with graceful prayers and songs. In this way he delighted them and drove away their sufferings. 48. I meditate on Sri Krishna, the master of my life. He glistens like sapphires. He is the abode goddess Lakshmi yearns to attain. Surrounded by a host of splendid, golden, saintly Vragopis, he is glorious. Around him are hundreds of glorious flower gardens and forest archways. Below him are the diamond powder sands of the river bank. Above him is the glorious Parasol that is the moon. 49. Served by Vrinda and a host of Vrindavana maid servants, who with great care taught him flower garlands, divine fragrances, sandal paste with camphor, delicious foods, betel nuts and other offerings, and enjoying pastimes of joking words with his gopi beloveds, the glorious dear lover Krishna shone with great splendor. With the doe-eyed gopis, who tried to conceal their anger, Krishna conversed. 50. To satisfy the gopis, whose hearts were withered with anger at him for his misdeeds after they had renounced all for his sake, Krishna spoke pleasing and playful words. 51. Gently massaging Krishna's hands, feet, and thighs, carefully concealing the anger in her heart, externally peaceful, amd her eyes and eyebrows smiling, a certain gopi spoke. 52. Some give the following description. With restless eyes and wide brows, secret sweet smiles, graceful playful words, crooked hearts, external straightforwardness, then intelligent gopis affectionately spoke the following riddle to very submissive beloved, Krishna. 53. O King of the intelligent, please solve this riddle. Some persons love only persons who love them. Some persons do not love others even if others love them. Some persons love everyone, whether these persons love them or not. Some persons love needy and helpless persons, whether such persons love them or not. 54. In his mind understanding the meaning of this riddle, Sri Krishna said, these four persons are respectively, L. Persons greedy after their own self-interest, 2. Ungrateful persons, 3. Pious persons, and 4. Persons who know the highest truths of spiritual life. Or, these persons may also be respectively described as 1. Bewildered fools, 2. Persons who are self-satisfied, 3. Liberated persons, and 4. Merciful persons. 55. Hearing these words, the gopis knitted their eyebrows. With knitted eyebrows they said to Krishna, first you were following the path of religion, then you abandoned us. You were merciless. Do you not see our anguish? 56. In this verse the word celebrally may be interpreted as sarcasm and in truth may thus mean foolishly. In the same way the glories of following the path of religion may be interpreted to mean the path of irreligion. Thus these two statements mean the opposite of their face value. In this way cleverness means folly. You attracted us may mean you gave us perfection and liberation. In these words the gopis rebuke Krishna for being ungrateful. By abandoning them and by not being able to see their anguish, Krishna displayed his mercilessness. 57. Understanding the gopis' words, Krishna defended himself. He said, I am not like that. I desire to make you greedy to attain me, to make you wealthy with the great treasure of love for me. That is why I arranged your separation from me. Some people think I wish to create calamities for my devotees. These complaints bring me great sorrow. 58. When I abandoned you, you continually yearned to attain me. With great love you passionately yearned to attain me. I have not the power to repay you even slightly. Therefore please be satisfied with your own virtuous glorious deeds. 59. Hearing his pure and glorious words, and understanding that no one is more wise or handsome than him, the gopis thirstily gazed at Lord Krishna. 60. From the sky the demigods joked, O Krishna, why do you wish to give delight to the gopis? They gaze at you with crooked eyes and they praise you with crooked words. 61. Glory to the wild elephant of the beautiful eyebrowed Vragopis pride and anger. Even though he defeated it, the lion Krishna always feared that elephant. 62. Madhukantha concluded his words by saying, O Radha, your friend Krishna is gloriously intelligent. His intelligence is anointed with the fragrant oil of supreme skill and understanding. You make no requests of him. You are silent. Still he earnestly wishes that you be always glorious and prosperous. 26th Purana Rasa Vilasa Prasarana expansion of the Rasa Dance 1. Snigdhakantha said, when they heard Krishna's sweet words, the gopis felt the anguish they had felt in separation from him was now destroyed. However, the worry and doubt in their hearts was not destroyed. Considering the situation, Krishna became very meek and submissive to their wishes. 2. To their gopis, whose faces were like abodes of blossoming lotus flowers and whose eyes were charming like restless Kanyana birds, Krishna sweetly said. 3. For my sake you long suffered. In this secluded place we will now celebrate a festival of fulfilling your difficult to fulfill desire. In the following words Krishna described the nectar rasa dance. 4. The autumn full moon is the lamp. Vrindavana forest is the dancing arena. You girls of Bra are the playful and expert heroines. This is the perfect opportunity. I am joyful Hari, who is better than me at celebrating festivals. O beloved gopis, what festival is better than the rasa dance? 5. Then Krishna became like a full moon risen from the ocean of Brahma. The kakora birds of the gopis' eyes gazed at the full moon Krishna. Then Krishna expanded to appear beside each pair of gopis. These forms were visible only to the 2 gopis at the left and right. With embraces and other like activities, Krishna delighted the gopis. Then, to enjoy the rasa dance pastime, the gopis formed a great circle on the Yamuna's bank in a beautiful and smooth place free of mud, kusa grass, or other impediments. 6. Going to the Yamuna's banks, Krishna at every moment fulfilled the desires in the gopis' hearts. They gazed at him with their eyes. The hairs on the gopis' bodies stood erect with bliss. How can I describe the great festival they celebrated? Even today that festival has not come to an end. 7. Gazing at the splendid beauty of the gopis arrayed in a great circle like a bracelet around him, forest flower garlanded, Krishna thought. 8. The circle of the moon above is splendid and glorious, and the circle of gopis on the Yamuna's bank is also splendid and glorious. However, the moon's splendor is marred by its spots, but the gopis' splendor is not marred in any way. 9. Aha! The beautiful gopis are like a great golden bracelet. If one become like many sapphires set within that bracelet, that would be very beautiful and pleasing to the heart. Therefore I should now enter amongst these gopis. Thinking in this way, Krishna acted according to his desire. Why would he not have expanded into many Krishnas at that time? 10. Krishna and the doe-eyed gopis were very splendid and glorious on the Yamuna's banks. Indeed, the moon in the sky seemed to be a reflection of them. 11. The Yamuna's banks were the moon's friend. The beautiful gopis with raised eyebrows were the Yamuna's banks' friend. For many graceful forms of Krishna dancing in the circle were the gopis' friends. 12. Dancing between each 2 gopis in that rasa dance, Krishna held the gopis' hands and placed his arms around their shoulders and backs. 13. A fair gopi and a dark Krishna. A fair gopi and a dark Krishna. This was repeated hundreds of thousands of times in that rasa dance circle. In the middle of that circle Krishna played the flute and danced with Radha. 14. When Krishna first enjoyed the rasa dance his age was Kaisora, 11-15 years. This Lord Parasara Muni clearly explains Jin Vishnu Purana. At that time Krishna thought, the teenage gopis have made my life fruitful. Aha! Look! Then hairs of my body now stand erect with bliss. This I declare. 15. Although Krishna enjoyed pastimes with many different gopis, the gopi named Radha was the most dear to him. I think her glorious activities have no peer. 16. To bring auspiciousness to the gopis, Krishna accepted them as his associates and danced with them in the dancing arena. The touch of his body aroused the gopis' amorous desires. 17. Splendid like gold, their eyes smiling, their bracelets and other ornaments jingling with the music's rhythm, and their playful gestures filled with amorous hints, the gopis danced. In their midst Krishna, his form like sapphire, shone with great splendor. 18. Their eyebrows gracefully curved, their forms filled with youthful splendor, their dancing movements playful, splendid, graceful, and expert, their moving bracelets, belts, and anklets jingling as they danced. The gopis were like the dancers in the celestial worlds. 19. Aha! The rhythmic jangling of the anklets and other ornaments in the rasadance attracted the demigods flying nearby in their airplanes. Flying nearby and listening to the songs and musical instruments, the demigods did not know whether they belonged to other demigods or to some other kind of being. 20. The demigoddesses said, Look, look, Krishna sings and the beautiful gopis sing in response. Then the gopis sing and Krishna sings in response. 21. Look, playful Krishna walks on the river bank. Now Krishna embraces the gopis. Learned in music, the gopis sing very sweetly. 22. With graceful gestures, playful motions, and movements of eyes and eyebrows, the gopis gracefully danced. 23. Expert at singing, musical instruments, and dance, the demigods and goddesses sounded many musical instruments. Then Krishna and the gopis danced with great enthusiasm. This is described in the following verse. As the demigods splendid sounded Dunduki, Dindimas, Damaras, and Mridangas, Krishna and the gopis danced with great energy. They seemed to have many millions of feet, hands, necks, and hips. 24. Gracefully moving their hands, Krishna and the gopis looked like warriors expert at fighting with weapons. 25. Krishna and the gopis moved their hands this way and that. Sometimes they held hands. Sometimes they did not. In this way dark Krishna and the fair gopis enjoyed the bliss of the rasa dance. 26. Again and again the demigods showered flowers on the circle of dark Krishnas and fair gopis. Although the flowers were certainly falling down from above, they seemed to be rains falling up from the dark monsoon cloud Krishnas and the glittering lightning flash gopis. 27. Their hearts filled with spiritual love, the demigods and goddesses called out to lotus-eyed Krishna, who now stood before their eyes by the arrangement of the Yogamaya potency. Playing on their musical instruments, the demigods and goddesses made a great tumult of sweet music. 28. The demigoddesses then sang the following song. A song refrain Jaya Jaya Sadguna Sara Jagati Visistarnkala Itamistat and Gokula Lasad Avatara, O most virtuous Lord who descended to Gokula to give the best gift to the world. All glories to you. All glories to you. Kamalabhavsvara Vaikunthsvara Patni Sintitam Ava Rajasi Rays Valida Vildsnija Raymanibradeva Brahma, Siva, and Vaikunthsvara Narayana's wife Lakshmi meditate on you. O Lord, you shine in the playful rasa dance with your beautiful gopi beloveds. Nadhavat Parakarani Tilakaladara Rasita Paraspramoda Lingana Mukharatama Mahasukha Balava Vadihirta Toda. O Lord who enjoys graceful dancing with the gopis. O Lord who pleases them with affectionate words and embraces, and who removes their suffering. Vyati Vixana Krita Satvika Parivrita Mandala Menu Bahu Murtvra Truni Gana Rasita Nayana Panasa Sita Vasikriti Pert. O Lord who expanded into many forms to stand beside each gopi gazing on you in ecstasy. O Lord completely purchased by the young Vra gopis glances. Karanaka and Yadrati Karapalavakriti Sili Valida Viharan Madhyabanga Tati Mani Kandala Gati Pulaka Svita Vikar, and the gopis gracefully moved their lotus feet, flower petal hands, and eyebrows as they danced. They bent their waists, their jewel earrings swung, the hairs on their bodies stood up, they perspired, and they displayed signs of ecstatic happiness. Kalaati Bhavata Gana Samyavata Tadadiva Sarva Lalana Api Vaparamiti Taratamata Sayatan Jain Apyati Tulana. O Lord, you are like a dark rain cloud, and all the gopis are like lightning flashes. This comparison is perfect. Sumadhura Kanthnratyat Kanthava Rati Matra Prit Vatsparsamrta Madakaya Samvrta Sit Bhava Krit. The gopis sing sweetly and long to dance. Your advances are their only pleasure. The nectar of your touch fills their hearts with bliss. They are purchased by your love. Yuvati Jait Gita Satanavrta Visva Prabhavyast Vain Rajasi Tat Sukha Bagasi Nama Atasmai Prabhav. As the gopis singing fills the universe with happiness, you shine with joy. O Lord, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. Yasaha Bhavata Vismayam Avata Svarajatirati Sudam Gyati Sayarni Kilar Gayarn Kalaati Nija Guna Rudam. You become filled with wonder. Asa certain gopi sweetly sings with you. With all the gopis she sings the praises of your transcendental qualities. Tata Utkarsarn Valaita Harsatan Valati Yatan Gain Sari Radha Valadarada Bhavata Kalita Main. Her song brings you great happiness. You respond by worshipping her with great respect. Yam Ray Shrama Vilas Vigalan Mali Vala Sabavadarn Slasad Avatarn Starati Karatan Varakala. Exhausted from the pastimes of the rasa dance and her jasmine bracelet slipping, she gracefully places her hand on your shoulder, which is touched by your glistening earrings. Yakatan Sathan Parabhuja Parigatan Parakumti Tavasa Vinodam Hersyati Sayatan Tan Bhagani Athyad Roma Kasamodam. She playfully kisses your arm and shoulder. She is very happy. Unknown to others, the hairs of her body stand up with joy. Kala Kandala Daraganda Mukura Varasamasa Sparsa Vidhain Tambila Drava Parivarta Dravamayas Kumbanadane. O Lord whose earrings swing to and fro. O Lord whose cheeks are splendid mirrors. On a pretext you touch her. Giving her a kiss, you both exchange the nectar of chewed betel nuts. Nartana Kirtana Vartana Cng Jata Sutala Tava Ramanuja Karam Adalambuja Misamadadriti Bala. This girl is expert in singing and dancing, and her moving ornaments tinkling in graceful rhythms. O Ramanuja, younger brother of Balarama, pretending that your hand is a peerlessly beautiful lotus flower, she places it on her heart. Atho rasa krama parivalita shrama vanita laxita deha parito brahmanaka gana visramanaka samudita paramasneha. O Lord, who noticed the gopis' fatigue in the rasa dens, O Lord, who made them rest, O happy, affectionate Lord. Kavikrita niskaya subrayasas kayamala samuda haran jaya 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 rasa vihrinaya. O Lord, whose splendid fame is recounted by the greatest poets and philosophers. O Lord, splendid with flower garlands, O enjoyer of the rasa dens, glory, 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 to you. 29. The second couplet of this song, Rajasi Res Valida Viles, is explained in the following verse. Krishna's form is the crest jewel of all eternally handsome forms. By his own potency he manifests his spiritual human-like form. His form fills everyone, including even himself, with wonder. Krishna is himself the ornament that decorates the ornaments he wears. He is the beauty that makes the gopis beautiful. 30. In Srimad Bhagavatam, 3.2.12, it is said, the I Lord appeared in the material world by his internal potency, Yogamaya. He came in his eternal form, which is just suitable for his pastimes. These pastimes were wonderful for everyone, even for those proud of their own opulence, including the Lord himself in his form as the Lord of Vaikuntha. Thus his, Sri Krishna's, transcendental body is the ornament of all ornaments. It is also said in Srimad Bhagavatam 10.33.6. As Krishna and the gopis danced together, it appeared that Krishna was a greenish sapphire locket in the midst of a golden necklace decorated with valuable stones. 31. Since this is true of Krishna, how much more must it apply to Radha also? 32. The eighth couplet of this song, Yuvati Jait, is explained in the following verse. The Vraja gopis are teenagers, Kaisori, eternally. They never took birth. Their glories fill all the worlds. 33. The ninth couplet of this song, Yasaha Bhavata, is explained in this verse. I offer my respectful obeisances to Sri Radhika. Hearing her beautiful songs glorifying her beloved Krishna, the gopis become filled with wonder and the demigods headed by Brahma, Shiva, and Indra become filled with bliss. 34. The 13th couplet of this song, Kala Kandala, is explained in this verse. Twice Krishna sipped the nectar of Radha's lips. Why would he not taste the betel nuts chewed by her? 35. In the confidential meetings of Vraja's people, Krishna is always praised with words like, Krishna is the root of spirituality. His form is playful and glorious. I offer my respectful obeisances to Radhika. Of all of Krishna's gopi beloveds, Radhika has the most precious jewel of love for Krishna. 36. Bringing him completely under her control, Radha enjoys pastimes with her beloved Krishna. On the pretext of manifesting a form where each take one half, Shiva and Parvati do not enjoy pastimes in that way. 37. The poets speculate that Shiva and Parvati combine to become each half of a single form. I say that Radha and Krishna are both filled with perfect and complete love for each other. This is known in all the three worlds. Because they are thus perfect and complete in themselves, it is not right that they combine in a single form. 38. When the divine singing and instrumental music became stopped, the jangling ornaments and buzzing bees provided musical accompaniment to the dancing. When these two became exhausted and stopped, the earrings and crowns of the dancers continued to glisten as the dancers continued to dance. 39. Krishna and the gopis enjoyed smiling pastimes of embracing, touching, and gazing with loving eyes. As Krishna and his beloved gopis danced, they seemed to be reflections of each other. 40. When the Rasa dance festival came to an end, the gopis had no power to keep in order their flower garlands, hair, the garments on their necks and breasts, their other garments, or their ornaments. When they meditate on this Rasa dance, the great sages forget everything else. The gopis were very wonderful and glorious in the Rasa dance. What narration is like the narration of the Rasa dance? 41. Watching the Rasa dance, the demigoddesses flying in airplanes in the sky became filled with passion and wonder. This we have heard. The moon and stars wondered and wondered in the sky. In this way the wonder and sweetness of the Rasa dance continued to be manifest. 42. Then Krishna's Rasa dance pastimes with his dear and passionate gopt beloveds, who were eager for more pastimes, came to an end. 43. When the Rasa dance came to an end, Krishna and the gopis wished to enjoy amorous pastimes. entering with each gopi into a different forest grove, intent on become ornaments decorating each other. To enjoy amorous pastimes, Krishna and the gopis entered private places unseen by the others. There they embraced and enjoyed many pastimes. 44. When he said, "Ah, without me, your beloved, you must have been plunged into the darkness of sorrows," and when he embraced her, a gopi wept, sprinkling Krishna with the tears from her eyes. 45. Saying, "I did not know that this girl, delicate like a new leaf from a tree, had become so exhausted." Krishna again and again wiped the perspiration and tears from each gopi's face. 46. When they were exhausted from the rasa dance pastime, Krishna wiped the perspiration and tears from each one of the beautiful eyebrowed gopis. 47. When carrying various kinds of paraphernalia, Vrnda Devi's assistants asked her to describe Krishna's passionate pastimes. Vrnda Devi replied, "Krishna wiped the tears from the gopis' eyes, wiped the perspiration from their faces and the hair of their heads, fanned them with a cloth, kissed the egg of their cheeks, anointed their bodies with fragrant oils, dressed them in fine garments, offered them betel nuts, spoke sweet words to them, and glorified them." In this way Krishna relieved the fatigue his beloved gopis felt from the rasa dance. 48. With smiling eyes the gopis gazed at Krishna's face. They fanned him with new leaves, magged his limbs, rejoined his broken flower garland, rearranged his disarrayed garments, spoke cheerful joking words that pleased his heart, and offered him betel nuts mixed with camphor. In this way the dear gopis relieved the fatigue Krishna felt from the rasa dance. 49. Approaching her, the gopi assistants smiled and again asked Vrnda Devi, "O goddess, did you see how, when their garments and ornaments were in disarray, Krishna and the gopis dressed and decorated each other? O friend, we ask of you this one favor. Without telling us any lies, please reveal to us those secret pastimes." 50. Smiling, Vrnda then thought in her heart, "What the girls say is true." Krishna and the gopis were seen again and again enjoying many pastimes of singing songs to remove their fatigue, delight their sense, and bring auspiciousness. 51. Concluding his narration, Snigdhakantha said, "O Radha, your beloved is very difficult to attain. Of all the gopis, Krishna chose you." 27th Purana Radha Prapafika Payaka Pirani. Conclusion of the 5-chapter description of the rasa dance. 1. Exhausted and perspiring because of their pastimes, dark Krishna and the fair gopis went to the Yamuna. Respectfully approaching, limitless hundreds of gopis suddenly entered the Yamuna's nectar waters. 2. Thinking, dark Krishna and the beautiful gopis have crossed the shore and entered me, the dark Yamuna at once overflowed its banks. 3. The splendid bodies of Krishna and the gopis were like many monsoon clouds and many lightning flashes. Their words were like the warbling of kataka birds. Their splendor was like the splendor of the monsoon season. They were like a great assembly of many Lord Narayanas and Goddess Lakshmis holding hands and entering the dark sky that was the Yamuna river. 4. Again and again laughing and talking, they entered the water. Their bodies now wet, they greatly trembled. Now they stood in the water. Their splendor led one to know they were present there. 5. When some graceful curved eyebrowed girls would not enter the water, Krishna splashed them. Thinking lightly of this Krishna, the girls splashed him back. 6. Now become like a cloud showering sweet monsoon rains, Krishna furiously splashed the gopis. Stung as if by a shower of arrows, the gopis entered the water. 7. Plunged in water up to their waists, the restless idol-like girls dreaded proceeding any further into the water. 8. Thinking they were other fish, the fish stayed away from the places where the gopis' restless eyes were reflected on the water. Instead, touching the frightened gopis' delicate bodies, the fish brought nectar amusement to Krishna's eyes. 9. Observing the gopis' graceful motions, the swans admit that the gopis are the true rulers of the kingdom of graceful motion. Seeing the gopis' breasts glorious like monsoon clouds, the kakravaka birds admit that the gopis are the true rulers of the kingdom of glorious monsoon clouds. Seeing the gopis' eyes, the fish admit that their gopis are the true rulers of the kingdom of graceful restless objects. Hearing the gopis' sweetly jangling belts and ornaments, the sarasa cranes admit that the gopis are the true rulers of the kingdom of sweet jangling. 10. Defeating all the lotus flowers, the gopis' faces shine with great splendor. How did they defeat them? They defeated them with their supreme beauty and splendor. 11. Krishna cast a sidelong glance at the smiling gopis. Then he started the pastime of water splashing. 12. In the flowing monsoon cloud that was the Yamuna, the monsoon cloud Krishna splashed water on the lightning flash gopis, and the lightning flash gopis splashed water on the monsoon cloud Krishna. flying in the sky in their airplanes. The demigoddesses said, "What wonder, wonder, wonder is that? What dramatic dance festival is that?" 13. In water up to their necks, the lotus-faced gopis were like lotus forests embraced by the black bee Krishna. 14. When Krishna defeated them in the water-splashing fight, the fair-limbed gopis hid in a forest of golden lotus flowers. Imitating them, Krishna hid in a forest of blue lotus flowers. 15. The faces of Krishna and the gopis were naturally fragrant like lotus flowers, beautiful like lotus flowers, and sweet like lotus flowers. Why would Krishna and the gopis not have been bewildered when in their water pastimes they both hid among the lotus flowers? 16. When Krishna somehow found them hiding in the lotus forest, the gopis let up a cry of alas, alas. 17. Seeing a smiling blossoming blue lotus and in her heart seeing Krishna's face and relishing its nectar, a frightened gopi hid amongst her gopi friends splendid like her. 18. Grasping and embracing her, Krishna rescued a gopi floundering in deep water. 19. In water up to their breasts, some beautiful gopis yearned to defeat their life's master Krishna. Hiding, they suddenly splashed him with water. How could they fail to defeat him in that attack? 20. As a black bee drinks the nectar from the mouths of the lotus flowers that surround him, so clever Krishna, by kissing them, drank the nectar of the lips of the beautiful-eyed gopis that then surrounded him. 21. With his fingernails Krishna scratched the gopis' breasts. When he suddenly, forcefully, and wonderfully embraced them, the gopis were sorely wounded by Kamadeva's arrows. 22. His long arms reaching to his knees, Krishna approached the gopis, whose large eyes seemed almost to touch their ears. Krishna placed his hand on the gopis' tight belts. 23. When, followed by her gopi friends, Radha arrived at that place of water pastimes, her lover Krishna became stunned with bliss. He made no attempt to splash her. 24. When, accompanied by her entourage, Radha approached to join in the water pastime battle, Krishna beckoned stunned and motionless. The gopis did not know what to do. They thought their queen had already defeated her beloved. 25. His lotus eyes surrounded by curly locks of hair, Krishna gazed at Radha as a black bee gazes at a lotus flower. Frightened, Radha backed away. Then Krishna entered amongst the gopis that were Radha's army. He defeated them. 26. The nectar of ferocious battle pastimes then took birth amongst the sublimely beautiful gopis. Their eyes red with passionate desire for water pastimes, the splendid gopis loudly laughed. 27. Surrounded by 10 million teenage raw gopis, Krishna, fighting alone, began his playful water pastime battle. First Krishna walked onto the shore, as he had done before when he stole the garments of the gopis when they had worshipped goddess Katyani. 28. The gopis' words were like the swans warbling. Their garments were like the nearby waters. Their faces were like lotus flowers. Their restless eyes were like black bees. Their graceful limbs were like lotus stems. 29. Ha. The sound of laughter filled the water and the shore. Some laughter was like the sweet warbling of kataka birds. Other laughter was like the rumbling of rain clouds. 30. As before he laughed again and again as he returned the gopis' garments. This time he gazed at the clothed gopis' faces and also laughed again and again. 31. At that time the gopis accepted their garments from Krishna. Some gopis were restless, some were restless with crooked desires, some were red with embarrassment, some were stunned, some wept without any trace of a smile, some were filled with pride and anger, and all gazed again and again at Krishna Wahop ancients the three worlds. All yearned to attain him. At that time some demigoddesses glorious with exquisite garments, ornaments, and flower garlands, and flying in the sky in their airplanes, showered flowers on Krishna and the gopis. 32. Seeing their garments were now wet, Krishna affectionately and respectfully gave new garments and ornaments to the gopis. 33. Emerging from the water, Krishna's beloved gopis were very splendid and beautiful. Dressed in colorful garments, they were glorious. 34. Now dressed in many glorious ornaments, Krishna and the gopis found that a strong desire to gaze at each other had taken birth within them. The gopis gazed at youthful Krishna dressed in glorious garments. Many demigoddesses flying in airplanes in the sky then honored their gopis by showering flowers upon them. 35. Speaking a tricky joke, the gopis said to Krishna, "Who is this person named Kamadeva? Who is the general of your army? He is your friend. Show him to us." 36. With a concealed smile Sri Krishna then said to Radha the words of the following song. A song Radhmisir Drastamanangam Tasya Tu Pasya Ganathkrita Satkrita Sukrita Sulambita Sangam Radha. Don't desire to see Kamadeva. Look, here are his friends. By worshipping them you will easily see Kamadeva, Trivali Tati Dampti Pali Bhavati Matithi Yanti Akarayati Kalan Nava Palava Panibratmayanti. This village of trees, along with their wives the vines, make you its guest. Waving the new sprouts that are its hens, it invites you to enter. Sa punar iakusumani kirati pathi rakaitamastara karyam kakila kalam api tava hitim kila kalam enukalati varyam. This village of trees and vines spreads flowers on the path to serve you. The cuckoos call you with sweet music. Brunkarana kabari sabdatan brahmara vidadati sa sukham sitilatam api bada tanat nartanam abhitas kali pramakham. By making buzzing sounds the bees play berry drums as the peacocks spread their tails and happily dance. Nijo ruchi dipatan parata prathayati soyatan rajanisvami esaka panthas vat vistratavatanst vat pado rajasam kami. The moon spreads its beautiful light everywhere. He illuminates this path because he desires to touch the dust of your lotus feet. 37. Dressed in glorious garments, Krishna and the gopis shone with great splendor as they walked in a glorious forest by the Yamuna's banks. Krishna then reminded the gopis of the various pastimes they had enjoyed day after day in the various places of that forest. 38. In husband and wife pairs the black bees left their own abodes, followed Krishna and the gopis, and sang auspicious songs glorifying Krishna and Taiha gopis. How did the black bees know anything of the glories of Krishna and the gopis? Wherever Krishna and the gopis went, the black bees followed. Therefore the bees knew everything of these glories. 39. At this point Snigdha asked, when only a little remained of the night, Krishna and the gopis wandered in many places. What pastimes did eager Krishna and the gopis enjoy then? 40. To this question Madhukantha replied, Krishna and the gopis then played a game of hide and seek. Krishna arranged this game so he could meet each gopis individually in various privater places. As the gopis were searching for Krishna in this game, Krishna expanded into many different forms. Each gopis met privately with one of those forms. In this way Krishna took each one of the peerlessly beautiful-eyed gopis far away to a secluded place in the forest. 41. Though sometimes they saw another gopi meet with Krishna in a secluded place, the gopis did not believe what they saw. In their hearts they were certain what they saw was only a golden yathi vine embracing a dark tamala tree. 42. Though they heard the jingling of other gopis' anklets, the gopis thought it only the warbling of some birds. Though they saw the forms of Krishna and other gopis, they thought those forms only a many dark tamala and fair kampaka trees. 43. That forest was not filled with blinding darkness. The glorious moon filled the forest with light, the forest where, in place after place, Krishna and the gopis became wealthy with a great treasure of amorous pastimes. 44. In those secluded places Krishna and the gopis playfully talked and flirted. On their restless splendid bodies the hairs blossomed erect. They became restless with the desire to enjoy amorous pastimes. 45. Krishna and the gopis then enjoyed the 10 rasas favorable to conjugal love, rasas that are astonishment, dread, anger, ghastliness, respect for elders or superiors, compassion, chivalry, laughter, neutrality, and conjugal love one after the other. Finally they enjoyed the rasa of conjugal love. 46. Wandering in the forest, Krishna and gopis saw in the full moon's light many wonderful varieties of birds, beasts, vines, and trees. Some they had known before and some they had never known before. In this way they tasted the rasa of astonishment. 47. Sometimes they entered forest groves filled with wild bees gathering pollen from hosts of flowers. The gopis became afraid. Krishna calmed them with sweet words. In this way the gopis experienced the rasa of dread. 48. When sometimes a bold black bee stung a gopi and brought to her difficult to remove tears, Krishna, his hue was now become like red lotus flowers almost touching his shark-shaped earrings, violently punished that bee, striking him with a formidable long-stemmed pastime lotus flower. In this way Krishna enjoyed the rasa of anger. 49. Sometimes a gopi, her splendid face filled with charming playfulness, saw a lotus flower growing from the dry ground and, unaware that some species of lotus grow not in ponds but on dry land, became filled with shock and horror. In this way that gopi experienced the rasa of ghastliness. 50. Sometimes, learning the arts of sweet warbling from a group of parrots, a gopi, now them her teachers and herself their student, would sing very sweetly. In this way she experienced the rasa of being respectful to elders or superiors. 51. Sometimes, seeing that in the course of their agitated pastimes they had crushed some graceful buds on a flowering vine, Krishna and their gopis shed a few tears from their eyes. In this way they experienced the rasa of compassion. 52. Sometimes, to break into pieces the great festival of their pride, Krishna engaged the graceful banana tree Theate Gopis in pastimes of amorous battle. In this way they enjoyed the rasa of chivalry. 53. Sometimes, seeing their shadows move here and there in exaggerated ways as they enjoyed amorous pastimes, Krishna and the Gopis would laugh greatly. In this way they enjoyed the rasa of laughter. 54. Sometimes, exhausted after enjoying many pastimes, Krishna and the Gopis, feeling their hearts renounce the happiness they formerly felt by touching each other, now happily closed their eyes in sleep. In this way they experienced the rasa of neutrality. 55. Sometimes, even though already exhausted by enjoying many wild amorous pastimes, Krishna and the Gopis continued to enjoy again and again, staying awake the whole night, awake and always plunged in the ocean of passionate amorous pastimes. In this way Krishna and his gopi beloveds enjoyed pastimes of conjugal love. 50. Seeing a black bee kiss a flowering vine and a parrot kiss a pomegranate, amorous Krishna yearned to kiss the Gopis. 57. Krishna is like a black bee that bites the lips of the lotus flowers and tastes their nectar. Even from afar seeing the charming Gopis, Krishna is overcome with passionate desire. 58. Gazing and gazing at the moonlight, Vrindavana forest, its many groves, the couches in those groves, Krishna and the doe-eyed Gopis and their amorous pastimes, my heart is enchanted. Now it turns from all material things. Gazing at these things in relation to Krishna, my heart at once goes to them. Ah, how shall I ever look at material things again? 59. The Gopis have thus been described in a general way. However, more specifically it may be said, the virtues of the other Gopis may be described, but the glory and good fortune of Sri Radha cannot be described. No one has the power to describe all her glories. If her glories are described, then all other descriptions are chased far away. 60. Even while they embraced Krishna, the Gopis feared the moment when they would be separated from him, and that fear became a wrinkle present in their pastimes with him. Leaving their homes, they went to forest cottages to enjoy pastimes with Krishna. In those places their pastimes with Krishna became fully blossomed. But even then they remembered that the cruel reddish dawn would eventually come and stop these pastimes. 61. At the end of night the eastern horizon becomes reddish, the moon begins to set in the west, the white lotus flowers close their petals, and, fearing that the night will soon end, Krishna's beloved Gopis wither with sorrow. 62. Flying in the sky in their airplanes, the demigoddesses say, a being may start in a lowly position, eventually become raised to an exalted position, and then fall again to a lowly position. Look. The beautiful-faced Gopis faces, the blue lotus flowers and moon have all fallen from an exalted position. 63. Alas, the moon, which is the friend of Taiha lotus flowers and the friend of all who burn with sorrow, has fallen into the western ocean. The blue lotus flowers are now embarrassed by the playful Gopis' sidelong glances. 64. Vra's Gopi goddesses say, the reddish dawn now quickly rises and conquers the sky. Now the stars and us Gopis are all crushed into powder. 65. Thinking of their Candidine, Krishna, whose nature is always glorious and auspicious and whose is eternally a graceful teenager, wiped the tears flowing along the lotus faces of the Gopis, who dropped hints of embracing him and hints of the great glory of their love for him. Comforting them, Krishna said. 66. O Gopi friend, when I held you in my arms, I did not allow that opportunity to be broken into pieces by anything else. Although my desires were all fulfilled, my heart was still not satisfied. Our relatives and elders became obstacles that stopped the fulfillment of our desires. Now is the time you must return home. O friend, please do not wilt with sorrow. 67. After first touching Krishna with their hands, embracing him, and enjoying pastimes as before, the Gopis finally departed and walked on the path to Vraja. 68. Although in his heart he was submissive to the Gopis' wishes, Krishna also considered the needs of the others who dearly loved him. Krishna acted as good people act. 69. Now separated from Krishna, the more than 10 million Gopis returned to their own villages. They did not know what to do. The Gopis who were Krishna's most confidential associates stayed in the courtyards of their own homes with their Gopi friends. There they enjoyed pastimes. 70. The Gopis gave all honor to Krishna. Expertly he had kissed them. Tightly he had embraced them. They believed his words. Did he act to bring auspiciousness to them, or did he not? We do not know. 71. Their voices choked with emotion, the Gopis said to Krishna, now we have the power to associate with you. O Krishna, please hear our appeal. Saintly persons do not abandon persons they once accepted. 72. Separated from each other, Krishna and the gopis were overcome. They were bathed and hugged by the tears falling from their eyes. Their bodies were covered with tears. Their chests were wet with tears. Their hearts were melting with tears. 73. Hearing the tumultuous warbling of many birds, Krishna and the gopis knew, dawn is here. They were very surprised. They suddenly possessed a great wealth of trembling. Tears fell from their eyes. They were wrapped in thinking of each other. Now they would be separated. 74. Again and again Radha and Krishna gazed at each other with crooked eyes. Again and again they wept. That they somehow had the power to return to their homes was not surprising. After all, saintly and righteous persons, without any resistance, always do what is right. 75. When they were separated from him, Krishna's gopi beloveds felt great sorrow take birth in their hearts. However, Radha felt the worst kind of torment when she was separated from Krishna. 76. In the autumn moonlight, Krishna and the gopis had enjoyed many pastimes. Now they saw that the Brahma Mitrata had come. Although their hearts were filled with effulgence, they carefully covered their bodies. They walked on hidden paths. In their hearts they meditated on these pastimes. They thirsted after more pastimes. In this way, exhausted, they entered Dra village. 77. Externally, the Rasa dance festival came to an end, but it did not end within the gopis' hearts. It is said, when the Rasa dance festival had come to an end, the beautiful-eyed gopis became diligently engaged in their household duties. Still, they always thought of those pastimes of singing and dancing. It was as if those pastimes were always manifest before their eyes. 78. In the Rasa dance pastimes, Krishna was the amorous hero and the many gopis were his amorous heroines. With their glories the beautiful eyebrowed gopis defeated even goddess Lakshmi herself. Their forms were sweet like nectar. They were supremely pure and freed from any imperfection. The wise poets strive to describe all their glories. Still, the poets cannot completely describe all the gopis' glories. The gopis were worshipped and praised by Srila Sukadeva Goswami. 79. Then Snigdhakantha said, "Ah, where did the four boys go?" 80. Madhukantha replied, "Before they had climbed a great tree. Then they eagerly walked on the path to their master's house. Now they are silent." 81. In this way Madhukantha described the Rasa dance pastime. 3 yamas of the night had passed. Interrupting his rapt meditation on Krishna's pastimes, he folded his hands and said, 82. O beautiful and glorious Radha, the demigods who control the 3 worlds were delighted by the Rasa dance. They all worship your beloved Krishna. 83. Again and again calling the honored boy poets to his side, lotus-eyed Krishna gave them as gifts the very ornaments his gopi beloveds wore. 84. Everyone there celebrated a great festival of giving gifts to the 2 poets. Everyone was glorious with great splendor. They gave gifts as if they were one person and not many. Then they became engaged in their own activities again. Then the Brahma Muhurta moment came. Fatigued, they all returned to their own homes. 29th Purana Raha Kutahala Vaha Bahala Raha Krita secret pastimes with many secret wonders and pleasures. Snigdhakantha again described evening pastimes, saying, when they left the Rasa dance and turned to their homes, the gopis did not fear their kinsmen, for Lord Krishna's Maya potency had manifested duplicates of every gopi at every house. Aware of this, the gopis simply returned home by the regular path. 2. Vrinda arranged that many nights would be passed in nectar Rasa dance pastimes. In many ways she helped Lord Govinda. 3. Vrinda and the gopis planted tamala trees and splendid plants on the pathways leading far from Vraja. Pathways Krishna's gopi beloveds traveled to meet Krishna. In this way they served Lord Hari. 4. They made these arrangements in the various forests. Thus they helped Krishna's gopi beloveds enjoy Rasa dance pastimes with Krishna at night. 5. Again and again Krishna embraces his gopi beloveds, whose graceful thighs are like banana tree trunks. Again and again he enjoys pastimes where they become like necklaces around him. Again and again he holds them to his chest. 6. With the help of a gopi who is like the greatest cheater of all cheaters, Krishna personally enters the gopis' houses. The following is a hint of the direction these pastimes take. Helped by Lalita, Krishna disguises himself in Visakha's garments. In this disguise he enters Radha's house in the darkness of night. Sometimes with Visakha's help Krishna disguises himself in Lalita's garments. 7. There, in the blinding darkness, to a contrary gopi he desired, Krishna, pretending to be her gopi friend, spoke these words. The handsome eyebrowed best of the gopas yearns to become your friend. That this is true I vow to you. Please accept his friendship. 8 and 9. If somehow the elderly gopis enter the forest place near where lotus-eyed Krishna is enjoying pastimes with the teenage gopis, Krishna enjoys fun at the elder gopis' expense. With the help of his gopi beloved, Krishna expertly tricks the elder gopis. For example, Krishna may say, "O elder gopi, a demigod now threatens both you and me with fearful dangers." Pushed by his counselors, that demigod is about to crush these forests and pasture lands into powder. Therefore you should not go here and there in the forest. 10. In another situation a teenage gopi may say, "O elder gopi, the outline of a shark-shaped earring you see impressed into my kunkuma anointed cheek was made by the earring of one of my gopi friends. That is the truth. It was not made by me, nor was it made by one of my rivals. That is not a lie." Translator's note. In this situation Lord Krishna's shark-shaped earring was pressed against this gopi's kunkuma anointed cheek, leaving an impression in the kunkuma. The elder gopi sees it and suspects Krishna is the origin of the mark, but the younger gopi denies it, speaks a lie, and then denies she was lying. 11. In this verse the girl affirms that her gopi friend made the mark and not one of her gopi rivals. The poet repeating her words affirms here that the young gopi is lying. Prosita Bhartrika, a gopi distraught because Krishna has gone to a faraway place. 12. A gopi who stays in Vra and is distraught at Krishna's absence is called Prosita Bhartrika. 13. Meditating on such a gopi, Krishna may think in this way. You gaze at, talk with, touch, and embrace Radha. You are happy to see how she even imitates your actions. Ah, you do not believe she is on the verge of death. If she dies, what will you say then? Will you be happy then? 14. A gopi may say to Sri Krishna, "For her ornaments seem like the flames of a fire, and the flames of a fire seem like ornaments. How can others console Radha now that she is separated from you?" 15. I clearly said, you are Radha's very life's breath, and Radha is your very life's breath. O Master Krishna, I am very wretched, for by continuing to live and breathe I now make light of these words I spoke. Utkanthita, a gopi who yearns to meet Krishna. 16. In this situation a gopi may say to Krishna, Radha is pushed by an intense desire for your association, but you are not pushed by any such desire. O Krishna, Radha is not attracted to this happiness, the happiness of renunciation. 17. With tears, trembling, becoming pale, faltering of the voice, standing erect of the body's hairs, perspiration, becoming stunned, and bewilderment, an intense yearning for your association, a yearning like a particle of food caught in her throat and choking her breath, now torments Radha. 18. O Krishna, you possess all virtues. Your glory is free of any fault. Why, then, do you torment the heart of Radha, who is like virtue personified? Abhisarika, a gopi who goes to meet Krishna. 19. A gopi may speak to Radha these joking words. O girl walking with such determination, O girl with restless eyes, where are you going at sunset? I do not know the glorious destination that stays in the thoughts of your heart. Still, when you see a dark tamala tree, you become stunned and cannot move. Then you try to hide in the midst of all your tricky gopi friends. 20. The sun, which is like a jewel glistening in the sky, now sets on the eastern horizon. But you are hurrying to the east. I think you must be going to Krishna. You must have services to render to him. 21. The meeting of Krishna and the gopis is described in the following words. Filled with ecstasy, other girls hurry to their rendezvous with Krishna in the white moonlit night. Their blissful smiles, born from thinking of the touch of their beloved Krishna's body, have made their white garments and ornaments all pathetic and useless in comparison. 22. Poets explain that the Vra gopis mistook the darkness of night for Krishna himself. Still, the secret truth is that Krishna is indeed very like that darkness. 23. From the beginning the gopis' hearts trembled. As they began to walk, their feet became stunned. When in their hearts they saw Krishna meeting with them, their bodies became stunned. Destiny is the supreme cause that brought these gopis with gracefully curved eyebrows to their rendezvous with Krishna. Destiny forcibly attracted them to Krishna. 24. Sometimes, even during the daytime, one gopi will trick another gopi into meeting with Krishna. An example of this is seen in these words. O gopi trained, look. The peacocks are fearlessly dancing everywhere. In their midst a boy like a new rain-cloud enjoys pastimes with great splendor. The boy in this secluded place is Krishna. Vasaka Saja, a gopi who carefully decorates herself for a meeting with Krishna. 25. A Vra Gopi picks flowers and with them carefully decorates a bed. In the three worlds there is no bed like this. Even in the pathways of Vaikuntha there is no bed like this. Carefully dressed and adorned to meet her lover, this Gopi shines with great splendor. No one is her equal. Surrounded by her Gopi friends, she thinks only of her lover, Krishna. She thinks of none but him. 26. Describing a Gopi overcome with longings to meet Krishna, another Gopi says to Krishna, after decorating the bed, this Gopi became wrapped in thinking of your imminent arrival. She could not bear even a single moment without seeing you. When she saw that you were not coming, she was overwhelmed and, with her trembling, chakra-marked hands, she tore apart all the decorations she had carefully arranged. Vipralabdha, a Gopi cheated by Krishna, who did not come to the rendezvous. 27. In this situation one Gopi says to Krishna, O Supreme Master, your arrival brings not only pleasure and liberation, but it also places in the hearts of your friends devotion to you. This verse may also be interpreted, O Supreme Master, your arrival does not bring sense gratification or liberation. Instead, it places in the hearts of your friends devotion to you. Candida, a Gopi cheated by Krishna. 28. In this situation a Gopi may say to Krishna, even without scratching her with your fingernails or anything else you ripped this girl into shreds. O Krishna, this shows your supreme skill. Translator's note. Had Krishna met with that Gopi, he would have enjoyed amorous pastimes with her and those pastimes would have included amorous bites and scratches. However, Krishna did not meet with her. Jilted by him, she felt she had been ripped into shreds. 29. A Gopi messenger may rebuke a Candida jilted by Krishna. Gopi in these sarcastic words, O glorious, proud, worshipable girl, your friends have all heard the news of what happened to you. You should worship your glorious pastimes with Govinda. 30. To a Gopi ferocious with jealous anger a Gopi friend may say, O Radha, why are you so proud? Why do you plan to fire from your eyes a flaming arrow of jealous anger? After all, Krishna will certainly counteract it with the monsoon cloud weapon of his glance. 31. The following is a conversation of a Gopi and her lover Krishna who, although he respectfully approaches her, nevertheless bears the red scratch marks and other marks of having enjoyed pastimes with a rival Gopi. 32. Krishna. Beloved, Gopi, beloved, Krishna, why is your face so darkened with anger? Gopi, you are pathetic, you don't know. Krishna, know what? Gopi, the scratch marks and bite marks you are trying to hide. Krishna, those came from a Rakshasi, hiding, she attacked me. 33. The following words are spoken to that Gopi by her Gopi friend. Lightning on a glistening cloud strikes fear into people's hearts. O bewildered Gopi friend, why do you continue to smile and speak joking with words with Krishna? I would not praise the colorful marks that now adorn his chest. 34. That wronged Gopi may then say to Krishna, the black Afghana well covers the red scratch marks on your chest, but the bite marks on your lips are still clearly visible. 35. A dark cloud comes from the darkened western horizon. Embarrassed, that cloud tries to hide the mark it bears, the mark of the moon. Translator's note. In this verse the dark cloud is Krishna and the mark of the moon is the mark of Chandravali's scratches on Krishna's chest. 36. O unconquerable Krishna, it was not wrong for you to manifest a female form, Mohini, nor was it wrong for you to become a tortoise, Dharma, that took shelter of a great mountain, Sumru, nor was it wrong that you delighted a goddess with nectar. Translator's note. These sarcastic words hint the following hidden meaning. It was not wrong for you to make the gopis fall in love with you, nor was it wrong for you to become like a turtle taking shelter of the great mountains of Chandravali's breasts, nor was it wrong for you to delight goddess Chandravali was many nectar pastimes. 37. Me you abandon, her you delight with pastimes, one you abandon and the other you bless. 38. A lusty boy does not distinguish if a girl is sweet like nectar or dry and without a single nectar drop. Look at Krishna. Even though his flute is completely dry, he still tries to drink nectar from it. 39. To these words Krishna replies, O Radha, your form is slender, your heart is gentle and soft, and your intelligence is sharp. Why, then, does jealous anger rest within you? This question I ask. 40. How do such cruel words come from your mouth and the flower petal that is your tongue? I know now. These words must come from the thunderbolt that is your heart. 41. Your gentle kindness does not please me as much as this jealous anger where you attack me and show your independent spirit. 42. O Radha, your anger pains me, But then again it is like blows struck with a pastime lotus flower, blows that give no pain at all. Ah, this anger to me is like the pain your feet may feel when they touch the hairs on my chest. 43. To Krishna's sweet words Radha gives the following reply. How can I tolerate separation from you? O master of the goddess of fortune, I cannot tolerate that fearsome separation. It is like an Agastya Muni drinking up the ocean of my happiness, or like a strong wind that blows away the clouds of my peaceful composure, or like an air-eating snake devouring the air of my life's breath, or like a great fire blazing in the forest of my body. 44. Seeing her Gopa friend weeping, another Gopi said to Krishna, Sunset is red, and day is colorless. Because of sunset, day never touches night, which has a dark heart. Translator's note. In these gnomic words sunset is Radha, day is Krishna, and night is Candravali. The hint here is, because of Radha, Krishna should never approach Candravali. 45. Here the hint is, O Krishna, you are known to be very contrary, therefore you are not free of fault in this matter. 46. Then the Gopi filled with jealous anger says to her Gopi friend, O crooked girl, the oil of affection is now spilled. Now the flame is extinguished in the lamp that stays in my heart. Why do you rebuke Krishna for his misdeed? His misdeed is very slight. No longer am I a partisan. Now I am neutral. If Krishna finds happiness with many different gopis, then who suffers on that account? 47. Then, to make Radha's tears go away, Krishna speaks these tricky words. Books on the signs of jewels declare that pearls come from oysters. Aha, I see some pearls. Now my hand will gather these pearls from your face, O proud girl filled with jealous anger. 48. Now will be described the Kalahandrita Gopi, who openly speaks to Krishna the averse she feels to him in her heart. Kalahandrita Bhartrika, a Gopi separated from Krishna because of a lover's quarrel. 49. In this situation a Gopi thinks so hard, if with jealous anger you wish to subdue Krishna, then, even if Krishna is made into your submissive servant, should you not abandon him as useless? 50. A Gopi friend may say to Krishna, O Murari, you must think the girl who scratched your chest is your dear most beloved. This thought makes flames glisten in our eyes. 51. O beloved of the Gopis, this proud girl, who considers honor her very life, and who has now been dishonored by you, and who is now on the verge of death, her life's breath about to flee from her body, is your true dear most beloved. 52. Leaving these hostile Gopis, Krishna then went far away. However, 53. Then the music of Krishna's bamboo flute made the hairs of proud, jealous, angry Radha stand erect with bliss. 54. Approaching Radha, a proud and contrary Gopi says, Why did you not speak harsh words? Why in your heart have you no anger toward the offender Krishna? Alas, alas, I am always in disgrace. You will never find happiness with that offender Krishna. 55. Radha thinks in her heart, My dear Gopi friend says you should be angry and jealous. But I do not understand jealous anger at all. If by some crooked activities I could attain my wishes, then what are those crooked activities? Ah, my heart yearns to gaze at dark Krishna's smiling lotus eyes. Ah, how can I have any other desire? 56. Although he has committed an offense, my heart steals him. I have no power to renounce him. How can I ever leave Krishna? 57. Glory to Lord Krishna's sweet flute music, which attracts Sri Radha and also attracts the Gopis that counsel her to become ferocious with jealous anger. 58. To Krishna who, gazing at Radha's face, doubts that any simile or metaphor can be spoken to describe her properly, a Gopi says, O Krishna, do not be so bold to think that the moon can be compared to Radha's face. Her eyebrows are all conquering archer's bows. Bending those bows, she shoots many arrow glances from her eyes. 59. It is also said gazing at Krishna, Radha has become like a bumblebee in a lotus forest, or like a safari fish in a pleasant lake. It is not otherwise. Svadina Bhartrika, a Gopi who dominates Krishna. 60. Her lover Krishna always begs boons from her. His desire is not merely to touch her. Again and again she gives him commands. Tie my belt, she says. Again and again feeling the touch of Krishna's body to her body, she is filled with bliss as if she had become goddess Lakshmi herself. 61. When Krishna praises Radha's beauty, she does not listen, for she is rapt in gazing at his wonderfully handsome form. 62. In a secluded place talking amongst themselves, the Gopis say, even though in their pastimes she is like a Kampaka vine subordinate to the Tamala tree Krishna, we know that because of her great passion and dominating spirit she makes Krishna into her subordinate. She dominates Krishna. 63. The following is a sayong my spiritual master, Srila Rupa Goswami, taught in a dream, a song the Gopi Lalita sings in Lalita Raga early in the morning. A song Jagaranadhatha Kufija Vervixita Bhaskara Ruchi Nikare Kanta Nidrabanga Kare API Sang Kalita Svaparakare. Refrain, Mama Dramaj Jati Kekarin Sahar Mauli Sikopari Pifia awakened by seeing the splendid morning sunlight in the beautiful forest grove, Krishna breaks the sleep of his beloved as her Gopi friends gather around them. Refrain, my consciousness is now absorbed in thinking of Katansahara Krishna, who wears a peacock feather crown. Muhura Asita Yuvati Nikare Samamanaya Bahiranaya Kargana Gahanadvani Gaymana Per Tatra Kabahu Krita Sukha Vitariasa Stambita Viraha Gardamni Sanatana Sarmaher. The young Gopis please her again and led her down the path through the dense forest. In the forest she was very happy, but at home her eternal happiness is stolen away. At home she has become bitten by the poisonous snake of separation from her lover. She is now stunned with the desire to meet him. 64. On another day the Gopis' good fortune described in these words. In the forest, noting that dear Radha was determined to dominate Krishna, a smiling Gopi placed sleeping Krishna's flute in Radha's hand and Krishna's peacock feather crown on her head. To this Gopi Radha said, "Dear girl, while my lover sleeps on this pleasant forest bed, you robbed his flute and brought it to me. I see you can walk on a path even I dare not tread." 66. As a farmer plows after the monsoon season, so Krishna, obedient to the Gopis' wishes, observed the Vaisanta Pankami festival, sang songs in Vaisanta Raga, and enjoyed pastimes with the Gopis. 67. On Vaisanta Pankami, as the bees eagerly flew amongst the flowers and buds, and as the jasmine flowers bloomed, Radha and the Gopis became wrapped in thinking of Krishna. The Gopis became sorrowful at Krishna's absence. Vrinda approached them and spoke some words to make them cheerful. 68. A Gopi said, "Friend Vrinda, why do you approach a fool like me? Ah, you must have come here to see that charming thing." 69. Vrinda said, "What charming thing?" 70. The Gopi said, "Something that will delight you." 71. Vrinda said, "Please tell me of it." 72. The Gopi said, when Radha saw the beauty of springtime, she was overcome with feelings of separation from Krishna. Seeing Radha in this way, a certain Gopi tried to console her. Accompanied by her Gopi friends, that Gopi sang the following song in Vaisanta Raga. In that way she attracted Krishna to that place. The song is given below. 73. A song refrain Krishna Vanatan Saki Bhati Sarangam Bhavatim Eva Laghu Netamadhisam Savita Madhurasa Sanam. O friend, Krishna's blissful forest has now come to quickly bring you to its charming king. Jagaramitam Eva Madhavika Satam Enukrtajram Bhangam Kumti Madhupa Gain Krita Banji Smaryati Priya Sangam. Hundreds of Madhvika vines blossom, as if yawning on first waking up. Their flowers kiss the bumblebees, reminding you of the meeting with your lover Krishna. Saraso Rasala Makula Kalam Parapulakya Diva Samamangam Akaratam Eva Tavakarut Pika Kalam Anukala Danangam. The sweet mango buds are like the forest's hair standing up with joy. The cooing cuckoo seem to call you to enjoy amorous pastimes with your lover. Vatanselakali Kandana Maruta Vasyatanu Lavangam Karsati Madhripu Madhu Parvadita Vina Venu Mridangam. The lavanga scented breeze from the sandalwood forest shakes your garment and draws you to the sounds of the flute, lute, and drum in Krishna's springtime festival. Nitatantvahi Madhavi Madhava Madhava Ganatarangam Kirati Paragakyathan Lokanam Eva Natyati Krukurangam. O Radha, as you approach, the waves of music from Krishna's springtime festival sprinkle you with their pollen and make your eyes gracefully dance like the beautiful eyes of a doe. It salabha valabham anasat manasa valita sangam jyati nirupama ripini madi yamuna manasa gangam. Attaining in this way the company of your lover, to whom your heart turns day and night, you gloriously shine, O incomparably beautiful one, on the shores of the Yamuna and Manasa Ganga. 74. In this situation the following verse is given. Springtime makes the forest very beautiful. It makes the Gopis eager to enjoy amorous pastimes. It fills this place with a sweet fragrance. O Gopi friend, look. Springtime is manifest now. Translator's note. The word for springtime here is Madhava. Therefore this verse may also be interpreted to refer to Krishna instead of spring. 75. Hearing these words, Krishna appeared before Vrinda and the Gopis. A song refrain Radha Hrir Api Pulaki Vasantam Gyati Nijasmudam Anu Vikasantam. Their transcendental happiness in full bloom. Radha and Krishna sing a song in Vasanto Raga. Apadasate Disi Disi Gunantam Pikamenu Pankamamati Sirantam. A cuckoo sings a sustained fifth note. Radha and Krishna imitate him, singing out to every direction. Vasanti Madhu Rahasi Dantam Satansati Madhulaham Anu Gayantam, singing in imitation of his humming. Radha and Krishna glorify a bumblebee who drinks the honey of a Vasanti flower in a secluded place. Madhu Rasam Anu Ganath Ram Yantam Rasyati Vinimatamadram Iyantam. As Radha and Krishna sing, their lips touch. In this way they taste the sweetest nectar. Malyasurabi Dram Kanjantam Kavayati Gandha Vahatan Prasajantam. Radha and Krishna glorify the very fragrant breeze that slowly limps from the Malaya hills. Vadya Ganatan Guna Valida Digantam Anunratyati Madalola Drgantam. Radha and Krishna hear beautiful instrumental music from a distant place. The corners of their eyes happily dance in time with the music. Kapala Gana Samo Rusam Anu Tathtar Natyati Sikhi Ganam Api Nipatantam. Radha and Krishna's luster, which is like a monsoon cloud and lightning, makes the peacocks dance. Note: peacocks are fond of the monsoon season, and they show their pleasure by jubilantly dancing. They thought Radha and Krishna were a rain cloud and lightning, and so they naturally showed their pleasure to see them. Kirati Surnam Anu Parnadanantam Samam for Lilala Nabiranantam. The gopis fill the air with a limitless shower of fragrant powder. Shramajala Kana Ganam Anu Vilasantam Vahati Paragabertan Rusamantam. Covered with drops of perspiration and colorful, fragrant powder, Radha and Krishna are splendidly beautiful. 76. The gopis remembered how they went to meet Krishna in spite of their elders' attempts to stop them. 77. The gopis carefully watched Krishna. They had submissive Krishna under their control. They were unhappy when they were separated from him, and he was unhappy when he was separated from them. 78. The passionate lover Krishna watches the pathway. He plays his flute. He sends messengers. She is attracted, but her elders firmly prevent her. It is all to no avail. The hearts of Radha and Krishna must remain separate. 79. The thoughts in Radha's and Krishna's hearts are described in these words. I cannot see her. Now her kinsmen are happy. But I think she must be very unhappy now. My power to meet with her is now crushed into powder. Alas, what shall I do now? What shall I do? 80. Tonight my elders all watch me. Alas, tonight amorous pastimes with my beloved will not touch me. Only in my dreams will I see my beloved. I think that if I stay awake, and thus do not see my beloved in my dreams, I will not be able to stay alive. Oh, dark Krishna, where are you now? Translator's note: this verse is ambiguous and may be interpreted for either Radha or Krishna. The above translation is interpreted for Radha. In the interpretation for Krishna, the last line becomes, Oh Radha, oh beloved of Krishna, where are you now? 81. Without beautiful Radha and dark Krishna, the gopis felt sorrowful as if flames blazed in their hearts. 82. The elders were angry. They prevented the gopis from going to Krishna. Then Krishna created a trick that consisted of a great thirst to visit holy pilgrimage places. 83. Krishna's gopi beloved thought of going on pilgrimage. Pilgrimage glistened in their hearts. They considered it very important. 84. When Govinda ascended a great cart to depart for pilgrimage, the gopis gazed at him. Their shackles now fallen away, the birds of the gopis glances flew to Krishna. 85. Night after night, as the various constellations slowly passed by the moon in the sky, Krishna enjoyed pastimes with the gopis. 86. With the gopis, who had come from afar, who passionately yearned to meet with him, who were dressed in glorious garments, who were joyful and playful, who had cheated their elders, who had renounced everything, and who were free from material duality, Lord Krishna enjoyed many pastimes on that pilgrimage path. 87. Also, while the people of Gokula were on pilgrimage, Krishna, disguised as a girl, would meet with the gopis and enjoy pastimes with them. 88. Disguised as a girl learned in astrology, mantras, yoga, and tantras, Krishna enjoyed the following conversation pastime. Radha, O all-knowing girl, what is the most blissful place in the three worlds? Krishna disguised as a learned girl. Krishna's land of Vrata. Radha, in this world what is the best activity to perform for one's livelihood? Disguised Krishna. Singing songs about Krishna. Radha, what activity brings the most auspicious result? Disguised Krishna. The desire to attain Krishna. Rad, what is most delightful? Disguised Krishna. Krishna's handsome form. Radha, what is the best goal one can attain? disguised Krishna. The attainment of Krishna's association. May the trickster Krishna, who conversed with Radha in this way, protect us all. 89. Disguised as a gopi messenger, Krishna conversed with Radha in this way. Radha, who are you? Krishna disguised as a gopi messenger. I am a messenger. Radha, who sent you? Disguised Krishna. Your master. Radha, what are your qualifications? Disguised Krishna. My qualifications are equal to those of your master. Radha, can you prove you are qualified like my master? Disguised Krishna. Yes. Take me to a private room and you may gaze at my body. Simply by hearing Krishna's crooked words, Radha could understand the true identity of her guest, that her guest was actually the object of her desire. 90. Night after night Krishna, disguised in various ways, would meet with Radha, who was anguished in separation from him, and converse with her, chasing away her feelings of separation. Some examples of these pastimes are described below. Seeing Krishna described as a girl who is a physician, Radha said, "O friend, you are a dark-limbed physician. Please cure the flames of anguish that burn in my heart." Krishna in disguise took the pulse at Radha's hand. Then he proceeded to touch Radha's limbs, one after the other. Finally Radha protested, "Stop. Why do you touch me again and again?" 91. To Krishna disguised as a girl flute player, Radha said, "You are a dark-limbed flute-playing girl. Your home is far away. Not one foe your friends lives nearby. The night has half passed. You may sleep on my bed." 92. When Krishna came disguised as a potus, Radha said, "This dark girl is a peerless potus. She is very learned. How does she know so many secret truths about me? Secret truths I did not even know myself." 93. When Krishna came as a girl artist, Radha said, "O gopi friend, this dark girl is an artist. In a secluded place she showed me a colorful picture of a girl just like me standing next to a peerlessly handsome boy." 94. When Krishna came as a girl betel nut merchant, Radha said, "O gopi friend, this secret I tell to you. In some past life this girl was someone extraordinary. She was not just a betel nut seller. This girl knows mantras to bring others under her spell." 95. When Krishna came disguised as a florist girl, Radha said, "This dark florist girl has spread out many garlands for sale. Why does her dark form fill me with amorous desires?" 06. When Krishna came disguised as a fruit merchant girl, Radha said, "This dark fruit merchant girl has spread out many different fruits for sale. But why, amongst them all, does she look only at the bilva fruits?" Translator's note. The bilva fruit's shape reminds Krishna of Radha's breasts. 97. When Krishna came disguised as a girl thief, Radha said, "This dark girl is not honest. Unseen by others, she has switched her necklace for one more valuable. Now she yearns to steal that pearl necklace." 98. When Krishna came disguised as a perfume merchant girl, Radha said, "O Gopa friend, I purchased the aguru from this perfume merchant girl." Aha! When making their purchase, my elder relatives will not say the words Krishna, aguru, or Akrishna, white sandal wood. 99. The following are conversations that hint at Krishna's Srivatsa mark. 100. Disguised as a seamstress, Krishna says, "I feel great affection for you. I am very expert at sewing. O gopi friend, look at the graceful bodice that rests on my chest." 101. Disguised as a cloth dyer girl, Krishna says, "I am a cloth dyer girl. My name is Sayama. I am famous in all the world. My colorful garments are like a lotus flower blossoming over my chest." 102. Disguised as a mirror merchant girl, Krishna says, "I come selling mirrors, karmukas, coral, and pearls. O girl of Vraja, if you ask, in private I will show you my 2 jewelry cases." 103. Disguised as a massage, Krishna says, "I am a slender and beautiful girl expert at giving massages. I wish to serve you. O glorious girl, my slightest touch brings happiness that defeats the happiness of Brahman." 104. Approaching Krishna, who was disguised as a bracelet merchant girl, the gopis thought, "Never have we met a girl, gentle or harsh, like this girl." 105. When, during a dark fortnight, the people of Vraja went to Ambikavkana, Krishna manifested many charming forms. Before each gopi he appeared in the particular handsome form that gopi wished to see. 106. If someone says Krishna's Vraja gopi beloveds are like bumblebees flying along the pathways of the lotus flowers of Krishna's heart, then we doubt that statement is true. We say it is Radha alone who stays in the lotus flower of Krishna's heart. 107. Here the final conclusion is given. O Radha, handsome Krishna, who killed Bakasura and ended Vidyadhara Sudarsana's curse, loves you more than any other girl. Second Camp 34th Purana. Incomplete. The decoration of Sri Sri Radhakrishna 1. As before, the two narrations given in two different assemblies I have here compressed into a single narration. 2. Madhu Kantha said, the associates of the bride and groom joyfully passed the entire night in singing, dancing, and other like activities. Then, as if a single moment had passed, dawn arrived. Even though that night seemed to the bride and groom to be only as long as an eye blink, in reality that night was as long as 1,000 yugas. 3. The associates of the bride and groom were wrapped in meditation, samadhi. It was as if in meditation they saw the auspicious wedding with their own eyes. Thinking and thinking, they were now agitated at heart. They thought, dawn has come. On this day the wedding will be. 4. The wedding party stayed awake the entire night. When dawn's red light filled Radha, there was a great tumult of many musical instruments. The contemporary friends of Sri Radha approached her. The contemporary friends of Sri Krishna approached him. Then there were ritual baths and other glorious and auspicious activities. 5. Now I will describe the activities that followed the ritual bathing of all-blissful Sri Radha. 6. Her glorious complexion fair, her garments red, and her new youthfulness effulgent, Sri Radha, delighting her friends, and graceful like a crescent moon in its second night, shone with great splendor. 7. Sri Radha's limbs glistened like lightning. Sri Radha's hair was like a dark monsoon cloud with lightning. Sri Radha's neck and other limbs are like the winding tendrils of a golden suralata vine. S11 Radha's face graced with many black and curly locks of hair is like a lotus encircled by black bees. Sri Radha's forehead is like a half moon. Sri Radha's eyes are like two stars. Sri Radha's eyebrows are like two archers' bows. Sri Radha's nose is like a graceful arrow. Sri Radha's ears are like the tips of the tendrils of two golden vines. Sri Radha's cheeks are like two round fruits borne by that vine. Sri Radha's mouth is like a golden cup with rubies around its circle top. Sri Radha's teeth are like pearls fallen from a cloud. Sri Radha's gentle smile is like the sweet fragrance of vine that bears flowers of poetic words. Sri Radha's lips are like flower petals. Sri Radha's breasts are like an abode of inconceivable glorious beauty. Sri Radha's breasts are like two inconceivable water pits made of priceless jewels. Sri Radha's abdomen is like an asvatha leaf. The line of hairs on Sri Radha's body is like a graceful line drawn upon it. Sri Radha's waist is like an altar built by Visvakarma, the demigod's architect. Sri Radha's navel is like a deep and holy pilgrimage lake. Sri Radha's two legs, anointed with various colors and graceful like the most graceful elephant's trunk, are clothed in wonderful and colorful garments that reach to her glorious feet. Sri Radha's feet, glorious with the effulgence of her toenails, are like two glorious blossoming flowers anointed with cooling drops of mist. Sri Radha's arms are like two soft golden lotus stems. Sri Radha's hands are like two lotus flowers. In this way Sri Radha's form is splendid and beautiful. 8. Sri Radha's hair is curly and graceful. Sri Radha's hair is gracefully disheveled. Sri Radha's tilaka is perfect, unbroken, graceful, and glorious with various colors. Sri Radha's earrings are reflected in the two blue lotus flowers her eyes. Sri Radha's smile is reflected in the pearl ring on her nose. A necklace enjoys pastimes on Sri Radha's breasts. A whispering belt of jangling bells glistens over Sri Radha's garments. Sri Radha's neck, arms, and other limbs are decorated with tilaka and with many glorious ornaments. What more can I say? Sri Radha's graceful head is the ultimate ornament, the ornament that decorates all the other parts of her body. 9. The gopi maid servants decorating Sri Radha were stunned with wonder. Quickly and expertly they decorated her. 10. Seeing Sri Radha's sublime splendor, the moon burned with envy. Those flames of envy in the moon's heart must have left marks now visible on the moon's surface. This I think. 56. Her heart filled with thirst to meet Sri Krishna, Sri Radha gracefully joked with her Gopa friends. The sun has not risen yet, she exclaimed. Actually the dawn had become as long as a kalpa. 57. Now I will describe the groom's, Sri Krishna's, journey to visit the bride's house. So the readers may come to yearn to meet Krishna. I will now describe Sri Krishna's handsomeness and the glory of his garments, ornaments, and other like paraphernalia. 58. Sri Krishna is the handsome king of bridegrooms. He is the king of all who are dark and handsome like glittering sapphires. The limbs of his body bathed to prepare for his wedding. He was glorious with effulgent handsomeness. 59.1 Have no power to describe how Sri Krishna has all splendor, all handsomeness, all sweet fragrance, and all soft and delicate grace. Is he decorated by ornaments, or is he himself the ornament that makes the ornaments look beautiful? are symbols and metaphors to spoken comparing him to other beautiful things, or should beautiful things be described by comparing them to him? Is he perceived by the eyes and other senses, or is he the creator the eyes and other senses? He does not walk on the path of being understood by the speculative activities of the material mind. Of Sri Krishna it may be said, Sri Krishna's face is like Sri Krishna's face. Nothing can compare to it. In this way the Ananva Upama metaphor may happily be used to describe Sri Krishna. As it was said of Sri Krishna's face, so it may also be said, Sri Krishna's eyes are like Sri Krishna's eyes. Nothing can compare to them. It may also be said, Sri Krishna's face defeats the lotus flower. It may also be said, the effulgence of Sri Krishna's teeth is like Sri Krishna's gentle smile. Or it may also be said, Sri Krishna's gentle smile is like the effulgence of Sri Krishna's teeth. These statements mean, Sri Krishna's splendor eclipses all other splendors. This kind of metaphor is called Upamapamana. With this figure of speech it is asserted that Sri Krishna is more glorious than all else and thus cannot be rightly compared to anything but himself. It may also be said, Sri Krishna's face reminds us of Sri Radha's face. It is like a duplicate of Sri Radha's face. Or it may also be said, Sri Krishna's eyes remind us of Sri Radha's eyes. In this way Sri Krishna's glorious handsomeness is described by the verbal ornament called Smarana Alankara. Still, Sri Krishna is so glorious he makes us forget all verbal ornaments. He is a kingdom of glorious handsomeness. He shines with great splendor. 6108. Now Sri Krishna's ritual bath Abhiseka, which attracts everyone, and which is like a monsoon of nectar showered on the eyes of the world, will be described. Sri Krishna's forehead is the tilaka marking on the half moon. Sri Krishna's round face is an umbrella to push away the dark monsoon cloud's pride. Sri Krishna's the splendors of the smiles on Sri Krishna's two eyes filled with restless sidelong glances are two cameras. Sri Krishna's all-attractive face, which brings all under his spell, defeats the great multitude of the kings of kings. The heroic power of Sri Krishna's new youthfulness makes every heart tremble. Sri Krishna's thrust-abounding eyebrows are two archer's bows. Sri Krishna's nose is like the nose of Garuda, the king of birds. Sri Krishna's nose is a glorious arrow. Sri Krishna's gracefully curving ears are two nooses of curling ropes. Sri Krishna's long and broad arms are two iron maces. Sri Krishna's fingernails are sharp Ankusa weapons. Sri Krishna's neck, which is marked with 3 lions and which makes all the worlds yearn for his association, is the king of conch shells. The multitude of auspicious signs, beginning with the sign of the Kakra, that mark the palms of Sri Krishna's hands and the soles of his feet are Sri Krishna's Kakra weapon. Sri Krishna's glistening broad thighs are 2 victory pillars. Sri Krishna's broad hips are the circle of a great country. Sri Krishna's glistening deep navel is a lake of lotus flowers. Sri Krishna's very handsome abdomen is a palace where 3 graceful folds of skin, Tribali, reside. Sri Krishna's wonderful and glorious lotus eyes are 2 Sintamani jewels. Sri Krishna's chest, where goddess Lakshmi makes her home, is the inner room of a glorious palace. Sri Krishna's graceful and glorious feet are an abode of blisses for every living being. Songs from Gopala Camp. First Camp Song I, 1.6. 57. Text 1. Your crawling pastimes delight your mother. The sight of you blesses the eyes of Vrata. Text 2. Refrain O Hari, O companion of Balarama, O Lord who enjoys the pastimes of a small child, all glories to you. Text 3. You eagerly move your feet. The tinkling sounds of your ankle bells delight everyone's heart. Text 4. Disobeying the order to stop, you slowly crawl over the ground muddied with milk. Text 5. Ignoring the others, you quickly crawl to your mother. Text 6. You timidly become like a bodice covering your mother's breast where you drink a great flood of milk. Text 7. Your mother gently washes your muddy body with her own hand. Text 8. You become sleepy and only pretend to drink her breast. A shower of nectar falls from your mother's smile. Song 2, 1.7. 63. Text 1. O friend, Krishna and Balarama enthusiastically play as their friends laugh. Text 2. They playfully hold the tail of a calf. They become engaged in a friendly quarrel. Text 3. They hold sticks to protect the cows. They happily glance at each house as they pass. Text 4. They follow the quickly moving calves as they walk in a long line. Text 5. Their forms are like autumn rain clouds and their restless eyes are like splendid lightning flashes. Text 6. Their faces encircled by falling curly locks of hair make splendid lotus flowers surrounded by playful bees wilt in comparison. Text 7. They wear splendid and fine garments of blue and gold. The ankle bells tinkle on their quickly moving feet. Song 3, 1.7. 68. A conversation between Mother Yasoda and a gopi. Text 1. Your son is always mischievous. O critic, what has he done? Text 2. He wonders about releasing the calves. He is your friend. He does it to help out. Text 3. He releases the calves at the wrong time. This brings us great unhappiness. Why would he do this? Who would do this if he did not have a reason? Text 4. O queen, he does this without any reason. O noble lady, why do you not angrily scold him? Text 5. When I scold him he laughs at me. Splash water on him. That will stop him. Text 6. He steals my delicious food and eats it. Foolish woman, why do you leave the food out in plain view? Text 7. He is the guru of all thieves. It is not true. It is all a lie. Text 8. He stands in a chair or other object to reach my supply of milk. Then keep your milk very high so he cannot reach it. Text 9. When he cannot reach the pot because it is too high, he finds a way to poke a hole in it. O noble lady, how can he be clever enough to do all these things? Text 10. He is very intelligent. Say it is not possible. He is only a child. Text 11. He knows all my hiding places. Your dark closet does not frighten him. Text 12. My closet is useless. The effulgence of his body lights up the darkness. Then I shall anoint his body with dark cosmetics. That will cover the effulgence. I shall do this in your presence. You watch as I do it. Text 13. The effulgence of his jewels has made the darkness very insignificant. What child can remain without ornaments? Text 14. He also feeds a monkey. How much do you think he can eat by himself? Text 15. When he cannot reach a pot he breaks it. That is his way of telling you the pot is impure. Text 16. When he goes he makes the babies cry. It is not true. He is always well behaved to the good women of Vraya. Text 17. He urinates in my home. No. That is only dust fallen on some oil. Text 18. He is standing very still before you. He is struck with wonder by the flood of your words. Song 4, 1.8. 4. Text 1. Refrain. O Tilaka, decoration in the family of Gokula's king. You bring great happiness to the pious people of Vraya. You delight their eyes. Text 2. The cowherd people were very pleased by the jubilant celebration of your birthday. After Pitana died, the king of Gokula performed various auspicious rites to protect you. Text 3. You impatiently turned over the cart. The Supreme Personality of Godhead killed the Turnavarta whirlwind demon and returned you to us. Text 4. O beautiful lotus-eyed child who gracefully crawls in the courtyard. O expert, playful dancer. Text 5. O handsome boy who protects the calves. O greedy leader in the playful quarrel with the elderly gopis. Text 6. Quickly come here. I am your mother. Make me happy, O Krishna who thirsts to play. Text 7. O child, whose potency fills the three worlds with wonder. I pray that by worshipping Lord Hari you will never grow old or die, but will always bring us happiness. Song 5, 1.9. 32. Text 1. Refrain. O son of King Nanda, O son of Mother Yasoda, may you be happy. Text 2. O child anointed for your birthday celebration. O child full of love for your delighted relatives. Text 3. O child who with a touch killed the poisonous witch Pitana. O child who forgave all her grievous sins. Text 4. O child who broke the cart. O most pious child in Gokula. Text 5. O child who has many beautiful names. O child who continually plays with Balarama. Text 6. O child who runs in the courtyard of the house. O child who stays with his friends. Text 7. O child who killed the whirlwind diamond. O child who delighted Gokula's king Nanda. Text 8. O child who delights in releasing the calves. O child who brings happiness and fame to the people of Vraya. Text 9. O child who delights everyone with the pastimes of a thief. O child who demonstrates great prowess and heroism in this way. Text 10. O child who manifested the Damodara pastime. O child whose pastimes bring everyone transcendental bliss. Song 6, 1.11. 53. Text 1. Refrain. Today the son of Nanda killed a snake and rescued us from danger. Text 2. This snake's lips are many rain clouds. Its teeth are a row of mountain peaks. Text 3. Its breath is the acrid wine from a forest fire. Its forked tongue is a highway. Text 4. We made these guesses about its limbs and we all laughed. Text 5. Although we could clearly see it was a snake, we said it is a mountain, and entered within it. Text 6. We marched into the snake's belly, separated ourselves from Krishna, and then fainted unconscious. Text 7. Out of great love our friend Krishna found us and restored our consciousness by showering us with the nectar of his glands. Text 8. He brought us out of the snake and showed all of us what had happened. Text 9 In this way, Krishna, who is more dear to us than our own lives, saved our lives and protected us. Song 7, 1.12. 46. Text 1 As his friends sing many songs, Krishna eagerly plays with Balarama. Text 2 He sings like the bees and cuckoos. He talks like the swans and parrots. Text 3 In this way he imitates the calls of the kakravakas, kakoras, bakas, and other birds. He laughs as he debates with them. Text 4 Roaring like a tiger he frightens the cows and boys. Text 5 Every day he would speak with all the birds, deer, and other animals. He would call them by name. Text 6 If one of his friends wanders away, he affectionately pulls him back and laughs. Text 7 By name he calls a cow that has wandered far away. The musical sound of his call delights the cows and cowherd boys. Text 8 When he calls the cow the peacocks all reply with a great tumult of calls. Text 9 Taking his brother by the hand, he laughs and praises his friends. Text 10 Making him lie down to rest with his friends, he massages his noble brother's feet. Text 11 He lies down on a nice bed of leaves and rests his head on a friend's lap. Text 12 Tired from playing, he lies down to rest. The most pure saintly persons fan his body. Text 13. Some boys massage his feet. These servants create in us the desire to become like them. Text 14 Pleased by the singing of his loving friends, he went to sleep. Text 15 May we always remember these pastimes. Our hearts cannot bear to think of anything else. Text 16 Who are we to yearn after these things? These are the desires of Srila Sukadeva Goswami and a host of other very fortunate saints. Song 8 1.14. 22. Text 1 Refrain After the face of night appeared Mother Yasoda affectionately served Krishna the conqueror of sin, and Balarama, the crusher of enemies. Text 2 She performed Nirmayachana and Arati, washed them, looked at their faces, massaged, bathed, and dressed them and decorated them with tilaka. Text 3 She fed them a delicious meal and gave them scented water. She anointed them aguru, gave them betel nuts, and happily conversed with them. Text 4 She ordered the servants to make the arrangements for sleeping, and she very happily put them and their Gopa friends to bed. Song 9, 1.17. 43. As their friends sing, Balarama and his younger brother Krishna expertly dance. Text 2 Their splendid heads are crowned with beautiful mango flowers. Their amorous desires are like a new sprout rising from a seed in the forest of their fresh youthfulness. Text 3 Decorated with many beautiful jewels and peacock feathers, their hair is like small dark clouds with stars and rainbows. Text 4 Their wonderfully beautiful curling ears are like the whorls of newly blossomed lotus flowers. When the bumblebees see these flower ears, they become filled with desire to drink their honey. They become struck with wonder and say, "What vine has borne these flowers?" Text 5 Their reddish hands are handsome, gracefully moving lotus flowers that shower drops of nectar on the bumblebees. Text 6 Attracted by the sweet fragrance of their flower garlands, the buzzing bees offer a great tumult of jubilant prayers. Text 7 Their glorious forms are light and dark and their splendid garments are also light and dark. If they follow the Surabhi cows into Gokula village, then all our sufferings will end. Song 10, 1.21. 16. Text 1 Refrain O Gopi friend, Krishna, who wears a garland of forest flowers, who is a mine of auspiciousness, and who possesses all good qualities, will certainly marry you. Text 2 Vra's King Nanda will happily bring this joyful news. Text 3 Hearing this, your mother and father will become very happy. They will give you a very opulent dowry. Text 4 Krishna will hide the happiness in his heart. He will joke with his friends and pretend to be angry. Text 5 On the auspicious wedding day indicated by the astrologers he will dress in very opulent clothing. Text 6 His beautiful dark complexion and his golden colored silk dhoti will make him seem like the origin of the handsomeness of dark rain clouds and golden lightning flashes. Text 7 He will wear another wonderfully splendid yellow garment on his chest. Text 8 He will wear the most splendid of all crowns. He will have jewels in his hair. He will be decorated with splendid tilaka. Text 9 His cheeks will be decorated with earrings. His handsome red lips will defeat the splendor of betel nuts. Text 10 He will wear a jewel necklace. He will hold in his hand a veil to cover your lips. Text 11 His glorious hands will be decorated with angadas, kankanas and rings, and encircled by avapaka bracelets. Text 12 On his chest he will wear a jewel necklace holding the regal Kaustubhajam. He will wear a garland of forest flowers and many other garlands also. Text 13 He will wear splendid anklets and a glistening jeweled belt. Text 14 No one has ever seen anything as splendid as the garments and ornaments he will wear on that day. Text 15 His transcendental body will also be an ornament. It will proudly think, I am myself the best of all ornaments. Text 16 His friends will travel to the wedding on a jeweled chariot. Text 17 The friends on the chariot will sing and shower him with flowers. Text 18 Accompanied by the music of 100 instruments, the sounds from the chariot will make him very happy. Text 19 O friend, when you hear these tumultuous sounds you will become overwhelmed. The sedate composure in your heart will become broken. Text 20 When he comes to the door you will faint in happiness. Text 21 Your gopi friends will then approach, sweetly singing with bimba fruit lips. Text 22 There will be singing and instrumental music as he approaches. Text 23 Your friends will offer drati and nirmafichana to him with their glances. They will shower him with flowers. Text 24 O beautiful girl, when dark complexioned Krishna is led to the splendid wedding pavilion you will become filled with happiness. Text 25 O beautiful girl, then the Gopa King Nanda and his associates will be worshipped, and then there will be a great festival of joking words. Text 26 After the preliminary rituals have been nicely performed they will bring you into his presence. Text 27 When they place you before your husband you will become filled with love for him and your limbs will become slackened. Text 28 Then your father will take your delicate hand, place it in the hand of your husband, and sprinkle you both with water. Text 29 O beautiful faced girl, who can know the happiness you will feel then? Text 30 What more need I say? It is as if I now directly see the beautiful ceremony of his accepting your hand in marriage. Song 11, 1.21, 142. Text 1 The sweet music of his flute struck her with wonder and made her faint. Krishna gazed at her, Radha, as she lay unconscious on a bed of blossoming twigs in that secluded place. Text 2 The nectar moonlight of her face made the Candrakanta jewel of his face melt. Tears washed away the black masi decorating his eyes. Text 3 She searched for him in the forest fire of her heart. Although he appeared before her, she thought he was in her heart, and by some trick he was now reflected upside. Text 4 She thought the red kunkuma powder on her breast was the symptom of a burning sickness. He thought it was love that had overflowed her heart. Text 5 As he gazed at her, his heart became filled with love and symptoms of ecstasy appeared on his body. He stood like a motionless statue and he noted that she also appeared like a statue. Text 6 Wishing to test her love, he created a magical illusion that made him appear like a statue. Text 7 He remained wrapped in thought of Radha. He yearned to attain her. On Vernda's request, and with great difficulty, he gave up the magical illusion. Text 8 He lamented for Radha's sake. Following wise Vernda's advice, he placed his life restoring lotus feet over Radha's heart. Song 12, 1.22, 35. Text 1 Refrain The Yafaya Patnis gazed on Krishna. Dressed in yellow garments, he was the origin of the splendor of monsoon clouds and lightning. Text 2 He wore a peacock feather crown on his head and a flower garland on his chest. Decorated with mineral pigments from Govardhana hill, he was more handsome than a rainbow at sunset. Text 3 The beautiful red sunrise that illuminates the darkness yearns to become like the flowers in his hair. Text 4 With curling locks of hair on its forehead, and with lotus ears and raised cheeks, his smiling face was like a round moon with a pair of stars. Text 5 Very handsome, and wonderfully dressed as a dancing actor, he was like a regal cloud come to shower a rain of nectar. Text 6 His arm rested on a Gopa friend's shoulder. The glory of his wonderful right hand eclipsed the splendid lotus flowers. Song 13, 1.18, 45. Text 1 Who ordered the worship of Govardhana hill? The same person who made us free from fear of Indra. Who ordered the worship of Govardhana hill? The same person who killed the Ptana witch. Text 2 Who ordered the worship of Govardhana hill? The same person who crushed the Turnavarta whirlwind. Who ordered the worship of Govardhana hill? The same person who uprooted the Yamala Arjuna trees. Text 3 Who ordered the worship of Govardhana hill? The same person who killed Vatsasura and Bakasura. Who ordered the worship of Govardhana hill? The same person who brought death to Vyamasura and Agdasura. Text 4 Who ordered the worship of Govardhana hill? The same person who defeated the Kalya serpent. Who ordered the worship of Govardhana hill? The same person who pacified Denyakasura and Pralambasura. Text 5 Who ordered the worship of Govardhana hill? The same person who swallowed 2 forest fires. Who ordered the worship of Govardhana hill? The same person whom Katansa always fears. Song 14, 1.23, 44. Text 1 When the gopis heard the sound of Krishna's flute, they quickly left their lifeless homes. When their elders blocked the door, they left anyway. Text 2 Thinking Krishna her only husband, each gopi offered him opulence and happiness as if she were not one, but a host of wives. Each gopi pleased him as if she were a limitless. Text 3 In that ocean of gopis, the seaweed was curling locks of hair, the whirlpools were graceful earrings, and the white foam was flower ornaments. Text 4 As they ran on the path to meet Krishna, their limbs were currents of water and their eyes were swimming young fishes. Text 5 The lotus flowers there were the gopis' hands and the lotus stems were their graceful arms. The beautiful young turtles were their breasts. Text 6 With quickly moving hips they ran to the Yamuna's shore. They wished to enter the great forest. Text 7 Their tinkling bracelets, bells and other ornaments sounded like the warbling of the swans. Text 8 Their frantic running was dancing. Their limbs were stunned with ecstatic love. Text 9 In haste they put their garments and ornaments in the wrong places. Text 10 They broke all ties to their relatives at home. In the ecstasy of love for Krishna they forgot the names and forms of their relatives. Text 11 There was their eternal husband, Krishna, who was like a splendid dark ocean with cresting waves. Text 12 The gopis were many rivers entering the ocean of Krishna. Song 15, 1.24. 13. A conversation between Krishna and the gopis. Text 1 The moon has now entered the autumn season. Still, the moon has not approached you. O Madhava, all glories to you. O hero of Gokula, all glories to you. O Krishna, O Hari, all glories to you. Text 2 The moon cannot personally come here, so the brilliant moonlight has come in its place. O Kesava, all glories to you. O handsome Krishna, all glories to you. O Hari, all glories to you. Text 3 This beautiful flower garden filled with bumblebees has aroused my desire for you. O dark complex-owned Lord, all glories to you. O deity of amorous love, all glories to you. O Krishna, O Hari, all glories to you. Text 4 Vrinda Devi has made these flower groves very beautiful. I yearn to follow you into these groves. O charming Lord, all glories to you. O hero in the arts of amorous love, all glories to you. O Krishna, O Hari, all glories to you. Song 16, 1.26. 15. Text 1 Refrain O most virtuous Lord who descended to Gokula to give the best gift to the world, all glories to you. All glories to you. Text 2 Brahma, Siva, and Vaikunthasvara Narayana's wife Lakshmi meditate on you. O Lord, you shine in the playful rasa dance with your beautiful gopi belovads. Text 3 O Lord who enjoys graceful dancing with the gopis. O Lord who pleases them with affectionate words and embraces and who removes their suffering. Text 4 O Lord who expanded into many forms to stand beside each gopi gazing on you in ecstasy. O Lord completely purchased by the young Vra gopis glances. Text 5 The gopis gracefully moved their lotus feet, flower petal hands and eyebrows as they danced. They bent their waists, their jewel earrings swung, the hairs on their bodies stood up, they perspired, and they displayed signs of ecstatic happiness. Text 6 O Lord, you are like a dark rain cloud, and all the gopis are like lightning flashes. This comparison is perfect. Text 7 The gopis sing sweetly and long to dance. Your advances are their only pleasure. The nectar of your touch fills their hearts with bliss. They are purchased by your love. Text 8 As the gopis singing fills the universe with happiness, you shine with joy. O Lord, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. Text 9 You become filled with wonder as a certain gopi sweetly sings with you. With all the gopis she sings the praises of your transcendental qualities. Text 10 Her song brings you great happiness. You respond by worshipping her with great respect. Text 11 Exhausted from the pastimes of the rasa dance and her jasmine bracelet slipping, she gracefully places her hand on your shoulder, which is touched by your glistening earrings. Text 12 She playfully kisses your arm and shoulder. She is very happy. Unknown to others, the hairs of her body stand up with joy. Text 13 O Lord whose earrings swing to and fro. O Lord whose cheeks are splendid mirrors. On a pretext you touch her. Giving her a kiss, you both exchange the nectar of chewed betel nuts. Text 14 This girl is expert in singing and dancing, and her moving ornaments tinkling in graceful rhythms. O Ramanuja, younger brother of Balarama, pretending that your hand is a peerlessly beautiful lotus flower, she places it on her heart. Text 15 O Lord who noticed the gopis' fatigue in the rasa dance. O Lord who made them rest. O happy, affectionate Lord. Text 16 O Lord whose splendid fame is recounted by the greatest poets and philosophers. O Lord splendid with flower garlands. O enjoyer of the rasa dance. Glory, 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 glory to you. Song 17, 1.27. 9. Text 1. Refrain Radha, don't desire to see Kamadeva. Look, here are his friends. By worshipping them you will easily see Kamadeva. Text 2. This village of trees, along with their wives the vines, make you its guest. Waving the new sprouts that are its hands, it invites you to enter. Text 3. This village of trees and vines spreads flowers on the path to serve you. The cuckoos call you with sweet music. Text 4. By making buzzing sounds the bees play berry drums as the peacocks spread their tails and happily dance. Text 5. The moon spreads its beautiful light everywhere. He illuminates this path because he desires to touch the dust of your lotus feet. Song 18, 1.29. 40. Text 1. Awakened by seeing the splendid morning sunlight in the beautiful forest grove, Krishna breaks the sleep of his beloved as her gopi friends gather around them. Refrain. My consciousness is now absorbed in thinking of Kamsahara Krishna, who wears a peacock feather crown. Text 2. The young gopis please her again and led her down the path through the dense forest. In the forest she was very happy, but at home her eternal happiness is stolen away. At home she has become bitten by the poisonous snake of separation from her lover. She is now stunned with the desire to meet him. Song 19, 1.29. 50. Text 1. Refrain. O friend, Krishna's blissful forest has now come to quickly bring you to its charming king. Text 2. Hundreds of Madhvika vines blossom, as if yawning on first waking up. Their flowers kiss the bumblebees, reminding you of the meeting with your lover Krishna. Text 3. The sweet mango buds are like the forest's hair standing up with joy. The cooing cuckoo seem to call you to enjoy amorous pastimes with your lover. Text 4. The lavanga-scented breeze from the sandalwood forest shakes your garment and draws you to the sounds of the flute, lute, and drum in Krishna's springtime festival. Text 5. O Radha, as you approach the waves of music from Krishna's springtime festival, sprinkle you with their pollen and make your eyes gracefully dance like the beautiful eyes of a doe. Text 6. Attaining in this way the company of your lover, to whom your heart turns day and night, you gloriously shine, O incomparably beautiful one, on the shores of the Yamuna and Manasa Ganga. Song 20, 1.29. 52. Text 1. Refrain. Their transcendental happiness in full bloom, Radha and Krishna sing a song in Vaisanta Raga. Text 2. A cuckoo sings a sustained fifth note. Radha and Krishna imitate him, singing out to every direction. Text 3. Singing in imitation of his humming, Radha and Krishna glorify a bumblebee who drinks the honey of a Vaisanti flower in a secluded place. Text 4. As Radha and Krishna sing their lips touch. In this way they taste the sweetest nectar. Text 5. Radha and Krishna glorify the very fragrant breeze that slowly limps from the Malaya hills. Text 6. Radha and Krishna hear beautiful instrumental music from a distant place. The corners of their eyes happily dance in time with the music. Text 7. Radha and Krishna's luster, which is like a monsoon cloud and lightning, makes the peacocks dance. Note: peacocks are fond of the monsoon season, and they show their pleasure by jubilantly dancing. They thought Radha and Krishna were a rain cloud and lightning, and so they naturally showed their pleasure to see them. Text 8. The gopis fill the air with a limitless shower of fragrant powder. Text 9. Covered with drops of perspiration and colorful, fragrant powder, Radha and Krishna are splendidly beautiful. Song 21, 1.30. 76. Text 1. Refrain. O friend, look, look. Following your request, Radha and Krishna are engaged in a long holy festival battle in a secluded place. Text 2. Struggling for supremacy in each other's arms, they are more splendid than a monsoon cloud and lightning. Text 3. Their turbans began to fall onto their faces. One face appeared like a swarm of bumblebees and the other like a cluster of lotus flowers. Text 4. Playfully coiling again and again around them, the serpents of Krishna's arms devour the screaming Kakravaka birds of Radha's breasts. Text 5. Look, in this treeless place the king of young tamala trees is embraced by a young golden vine. Text 6. Radha and the gopis have overpowered Krishna. They forcibly carry him to their place. Text 7. Krishna, who is dressed in yellow garments, is now taken by them. Sprinkling him with musk water, the beautiful gopis arouse his strong amorous desire. Text 8. After a great struggle Radha takes away Krishna's flute. She does not think it very wonderful, although for him it is the great jewel of his heart. Text 9. Seeing that Krishna is taken captive, Balarama and the other Gopa friends have decided to sue for peace. They now send a virtuous, pure-hearted messenger to the Gopis. Text 10. On that holy festival day Balarama sent a gift to the Gopis as ransom for Krishna's release. The Gopis accepted the gift and decided to give Krishna to Balarama. Text 11. As the peace treaty was accepted by all parties, the demigoddesses in the celestial planets intently watched and sang many charming prayers of glorification. Song 22, 1.31. 23. Text 1. Refrain. O friend, just consider. The activities of your friend Krishna have mercilessly cut the hearts of those who are now separated from him. Text 2. His left hand rests on his left cheek, his glorious eyebrows move gracefully. He places the splendid flute to his gently smiling mouth, and he playfully moves his delicate fingers over the notes. Text 3. He expertly plays sweet, mystic music that overwhelms all the residents of Earth and enchants the demigods and demigoddesses traveling in outer space in their airplanes. Song 23, 1.31. 27. Text 1. Krishna wears a crown of peacock feathers, ghiya, leaves, flowers, and other things. He calls the Surabhi cows and they become like many rivers flowing to him. Text 2. Although they know they are unqualified, our eyes, which have attained a tiny particle of your mercy, yearn to attain the dust that the winds, waving their arms, carry from your feet. Song 24, 1.21. 29. Text 1. Refrain. Krishna's friends say he is very powerful. Wearing a garland of forest flowers, he is glorious as the Supreme Personality of Godhead himself. Text 2. With the sweet music of his flute he calls the Surabhi cows. He awakens 5 kinds of ecstatic love in the forest. Text 3. With blossoming flowers the trees smile and laugh, with drops of honey they shed tears, with new sprouts the hairs on their bodies stand erect, and with their branches they tremble and bow to the ground. In these 5 ways they exhibit ecstatic love for Krishna. Song 25, 1.31. 32. Text 1. Krishna is splendid with charming tilaka and garlands of fresh tulasi leaves and forest flowers. Playing the flute, he accompanies the buzzing bees intoxicated by the sweet fragrance of his transcendental form. Text 2. A great host of swans and cranes followed and surrounded him. Their warbling joined in a concert with his flute. Song 26, 1.31. 36. Text 1. Wearing a forest flower garland, crown, and other splendid ornaments from the forest, accompanied by Balarama, and happily playing the flute, Krishna leads the Surabhi cows to the slope of Govardhana hill. Text 2. Eclipsing a host of monsoon clouds, Krishna enchants the world, attracts it, and showers happiness on it. His cooling shade delights his cowherd friends. Text 3. Friendly because his own splendor was eclipsed, the rain cloud showered flowers on Krishna. He did not directly approach, but stayed overhead like a parasol. Song 27, 1.31. 54. Text 1. Krishna rests his arm on a friend's shoulder and happily counts the Surabhi cows on the abacus of his jewel necklace. His singing charms the does. Text 2. Look. Krishna now recites magic mantras. If he does not, then why do I now see both a doe and a doe-eyed gopi in the same place where he stands? Song 28, 1.31. 55. Text 1. Look. Out of kindness for his friends, Krishna has come here. He must have spent a long time lifting Govardhana hill. Text 2. He wears a jasmine flower garland and wonderful garments and ornaments. He enjoys transcendental pastimes with the Surabhi cows and gopas. The very gentle breeze fans him for a moment. He enchants the hearts of all. Text 3. The demigod poets sing, dance, and bow down before him. The sages glorify him in many prayers. He is endowed with all transcendental virtues. He is worshipped by the entire world. Text 4. He and his Gopa friends follow the Surabhi cows. The Gopas praise his greatness. The splendor of fatigue makes him delightfully handsome. He is the most expert flutist. Text 5. Look. Wearing a garland of dust from the cow's hooves, he is very handsome. His eyes roll slightly. He praises his friends. He is eager to bring the Surabhi cows home. Text 6. Glistening golden earrings illumine his cheeks. He sports like a regal elephant. He is like a moon joyfully rising on the eastern horizon. 2nd Campu Song 1, 2.50. 131. Text 1. Glory to you, O Lord who gracefully entered Mathura, O Lord who delighted the people of Mathura. Text 2. O Lord whose pastimes delighted the people of the city, O hero who enchanted the women of Mathura. Text 3. O Lord who took Kamsa's garments from a washerman, O Lord who gave your own splendor to a tailor that pleased you. Text 4. O Lord flooded with mercy for your devotees, O Lord who fulfilled a florist's desires. Text 5. O Lord whose body a hunchback girl artistically anointed with sandal paste, O Lord who removed the girl's crookedness and made her wonderfully beautiful. Text 6. O Lord who asked about the bow in Katansa's Yaji arena, O Lord who brought 100 happinesses to the people of Mathura. Text 7 O Lord who broke the bow in Katansa's Donner Yajiya. O Lord who defeated many ferocious and invincible warriors. Text 8 O Lord whose path was blocked by an elephant driver. O Lord who crushed the angry elephant. Text 9 O Lord who, in your brother's company and decorated with the elephant's tusk, entered the arena, O ornament of the Boja dynasty. Text 10 O Lord whose body was sprinkled with drops of the elephant's blood. O Lord who was seen in different ways by the different groups in the arena. Text 11 O Lord undefeated by anyone in the universe. O Lord who killed the wrestlers as Queso looked on. Text 12 O Lord whose unprecedented power bewildered the whole assembly. O Lord whose graceful battle with the wrestlers charmed everyone. Text 13 O Lord who shook with anger as Cadenza offended his elders. O Lord whose glance was a glittering thunderbolt. Text 14 O Lord who playfully jumped into the royal box, making it shake. O Lord whose playful power made Cadenza shake in fear. Text 15 O Lord who violently threw Catansa from the royal box. O Lord who killed Kathsa, the greatest sinner in the three worlds. Text 16 O Lord who removed everyone's sufferings. O Lord who at once gave liberation to Kamsa. Text 17 O Lord who released Vasudeva and the others from their shackles. O Lord eager to please your devotees. Text 18 O Lord who, to prove that he was dead, dragged Cadenza here and there. O Lord who revealed that you are the strongest of the strong. Text 19 O Lord who returned the kingdom to Catansa's father, Ugrasena. O Lord whose fame delighted the entire world. Text 20 O Lord who protect your dependents. O Lord who will again bring happiness to Vraja. Text 21 O hero, glory, 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 glory to you. Song 2, 2.9. 57. Text 1 Accompanied by his noble brother, Krishna went to his guru's home. Now a brahmachari, he eagerly studied his own Vedic literatures. Text 2 He quickly went to Avantipura. He placed his transcendental form as his guru's assembly. Text 3. Because he is the super soul in everyone's heart, he dearly loves all living entities. Text 4 He was very devoted to his guru. Accompanied by the other disciples, he brought firewood for his guru. Text 5 By his guru's mercy, he became learned. When his vow had come to its conclusion, he performed the Abhiseka ceremony. Text 6 When he quickly approached to bring Daksina for his guru desired the return of his son as Daksina. Text 7 Learning that the boy was swallowed by a conch, Krishna searched for him inside the conch. Aware that the boy must certainly have died long ago, Krishna did not stop searching for him. Text 8 Accompanied by his elder brother, Balarama, Krishna went to Yamaraja's abode and then suddenly sounded the conch shell, which was named Pavkajanya. Text 9 Quickly coming and greeting the Lord with all respect, Yamaraja was filled with happiness. Text 10 Lord Krishna, who stops the sufferings of the residents of hell, shone like a splendid moon, the master of the stars. Text 11 Freeing him from death and giving him a new, youthful body, the Lord took the boy with him. Text 12 When Lord Krishna returned their son, the Guru and his wife became filled with happiness. Text 13 Krishna has returned to Vraja. Gaze at his happily smiling face. Song 3, 2.14, 125. Text 1 O Krishna who went to King Bhismaka's kingdom filled with many visiting kings. O Krishna worshipped by the hosts of demigods. O prideless Krishna. Text 2 O Krishna who delighted the people of Mathura. O Krishna whose glory tore apart your enemies. O Krishna who fled from Kalayavana. O Krishna who led Kalayavana to the moment of his death. Text 3 O Krishna who enjoys a festival of pastimes in your own abode. O Krishna who kills the demons. O Krishna who stays in Dvaraka. O Krishna most learned at speaking joking words. Text 4 O Krishna who entered Mukkunda's abode. O Krishna who pretended to tremble in fear of Kalayavana. O Krishna who entered a mountain cave. O Krishna who was seen by the sleeping king. Text 5 O Krishna who was followed by the Yavana king. O Krishna who hid from the Yavana king. O Krishna who was merciful to Mukkunda. O Krishna whose effulgence illumined the darkness. Text 6 O Krishna who used Mukkunda's glance as a weapon to kill Kalayavana. O Krishna whom Mukkunda's heart yearned to see. O Krishna who mercifully fulfills your devotees' desires. Text 7 O Krishna who killed millions of Yavana soldiers in battle. O Krishna who won their booty. O Krishna who was pursued by Jarasandha. O Krishna who left the booty. Text 8 O Krishna who desired to flee from Jarasandha, who was eager to defeat you. O Krishna who climbed to the summit of Mount Pravarsana and then jumped from it to the ground. Text 9 Auspiciousness of the Yadavas city in the ocean. O Krishna, glorified by everyone in all the worlds. O Krishna, who stays in Vraja. O son of Vraja's king, glory to you. Song 4, 2.16. 117. Text 1 One day a Brahmana approached Lord Krishna, whose sweet pastimes in Vraja had ended, who was the demon's enemy, and who, in his heart thinking of himself as a king, had no desire for marriage. Text 2 The Brahmana recited a message from Princess Rukmini, and Lord Krishna replied with eloquent words sweet like nectar. The happy Brahmana returned to his own city and spoke to Rukmini the good news of Lord Krishna's arrival there. Text 3 Bowing again and again before the Brahmana, joyful Rukmini desired that he become happy and prosperous. Yearning to attain Lord Krishna's feet, Rukmini worshipped goddess Parvati. Text 4 Riding on a chariot, Lord Krishna gloriously kidnapped Rukmini as his enemies complained with unhappy faces. Lord Krishna made Jarasandha and his other enemies turn from the battle, and only Rukmini was willing to fight with Krishna, the crusher of the demons. Text 5 Lord Krishna defeated Rukmini, shaved his head, and made him very odd looking. Defeated by Krishna, Rukmini and the kings returned to their own cities. Song 5, 2.17. 18. Text 1 When glorious Lord Krishna entered the assembly, the people told him, the sun god has come to see your feet. Text 2 Lord Krishna smiled and said, he is not the sun god. He is King Satrajit holding a splendid jewel. Hearing this, the people left. Satrajit did not approach Lord Krishna, but quickly left also. Text 3. Desiring to expose Satrajit's selfish pride, Lord Balarama asked him to give the jewel to King Ugrasena. When Satrajit gave it to his brother Prasena instead, Lord Krishna laughed aloud. Text 4 When a lion in the jungle killed Prasena, Lord Krishna became heavy at heart. Then Satrajit and his friends spoke badly of Lord Krishna, thinking him their enemy. Text 5 Searching with many exalted persons, Lord Krishna found Prasena's body mauled to death by a lion. Following the paw prints to a mountainous country, Krishna found the lion was also dead. Text 6 Lord Krishna found Jambavan's footprints, but not the jewel. Leaving the other people behind, Lord Krishna followed the footprints into a mountain cave. Text 7 Entering Jambavan's home, and seeing the jewel, Lord Krishna wished to take it. Jambavan's son, the prince of the Rakshas, who had been playing with the jewel, ran to his nurse. Text 8 When Lord Krishna wanted to take the jewel, the frightened and trembling nurse screamed. Intelligent Jambavan came at once and, his intelligence now clouded, attacked Lord Krishna. Text 9 Krishna and Jambavan fought for 28 days, but neither could defeat the other. After playing in this way for a long time, Lord Krishna finally bestowed his mercy on Jambavan as if Jambavan were his own son. Text 10 Pure-hearted Jambavan surrendered to Lord Krishna, begged forgiveness for his offense of fighting with the Lord, and with great devotion offered the jewel and his daughter, Jambavati, to the Lord. Text 11 Returning with Jambavati and the jewel, and giving the jewel to King Satrajit, Lord Krishna was happy at heart. Embarrassed, King Satrajit decided to give his own daughter, as well as the jewel, to Lord Krishna. Text 12 Lord Krishna accepted Satrajit's daughter, Satyabhama, but not the jewel. With great devotion, Satyabhama had endeavored to attain Lord Krishna. Then, in a conspiracy led by Akrira and others, Satadhanva killed Satrajit, stole the jewel, and fled. Lord Krishna pursued him, killed him, and later took the jewel from Akrira. Text 13 O Nanda, O King of Vraja, Lord Krishna then met with the Yadavas and pleased them in many ways. Lord Krishna is a full moon eternally rising in your family, a full moon that is the life of all the eyes of Vraja. Song 6, 2.18. 98. Text 1 O Lord who defeated many crooked-hearted kings, O Lord who heard from Indra of Bombasura's conquests. Text 2 O Lord the dim reflection of whose holy name destroys all sins, O Lord who flew on Gruda with Satyabhama. Text 3 O Lord who gazed at Bombasura's great fortress, O Lord who knew that Satyabhama expected a gift. Text 4 O Lord who became surprised to gaze at that fort, O Lord whose ferocious attack on that fort made the greatest heroes tremble. Text 5 O Lord who destroyed Bombasura's fortifications, O Lord who destroyed everything in the range of Bombasura's sight. Text 6 O Lord who yearned to crush Bombasura, O Lord who easily killed him. Text 7 O Lord who gave the kingdom to Bombasura's son, O Lord who pleased that son, who was a great devotee. Text 8 O Lord who delivered the girls kept captive there, O Lord who made them fortunate and happy. Text 9 O Lord who was then worshipped by the demigods and brahmanas, O Lord who then desired to take a parayata tree from the demigods. Text 10 O Lord who took a Parayata tree, O Lord whom was attacked by Indra and then worshipped in a great battle. Text 11 O powerful Lord who defeated Indra and took the Parayata tree. Text 12 O Lord who took the unattainable Parasol of Bruna and many other things, O Lord who playfully took a jewel mountain. Text 13 O Lord who give spiritual love to your devotees, O Lord who defeat all the enemies, O Lord who stay always in Vrata, glory to you. Song 7, 2.21. 68. Text 1 O Lord who was very surprised to hear Pondraka's double-edged words, O Lord who smiled and refuted all of Pondraka's assertions. Text 2 O Lord eager to see Pondraka dressed as an actor, O Lord who sounded the transcendental conch shell. Text 3 O Lord who happily approached Pondraka, O Lord eager to see Pondraka. Text 4 O Lord who destroyed Pondraka's army, O Lord who stood face to face with Pondraka. Text 5 O Lord who loudly laughed to see Pondraka dressed like Lord Vishnu, O Lord who, as if to return it to its proper owner, threw the kakra at Pondraka. Text 6 O Lord who removed Pondraka's impurity, O Lord who with arrows killed Pondraka's friend, the king of Kai. Text 7 O Lord who cut off the head of Kasi's king and threw it into Kasi city. Text 8 O Lord who returned to your own home in Dvraka, O Lord who, in the destroyed Dvraka. Text 9 O Lord who threw your kakra, which easily defeated the fire demon. Text 10 O Lord whose kakra made the fire demon sent by Kasira's son turn around and burn Kasi to ashes. Text 11 O Lord you then returned to Dvraka. O Lord of Vrindavana forest, leaving Dvraka behind, you again shine with great splendor in the land of Dvraka. Song 8, 2.22. 18. Text 1 O Lord who became angry at Vivida's terrible mischief, O Lord who enjoyed pastimes on Mount Rayavada, O Lord unseen by the foolish conditioned souls. Text 2 O Lord who enjoyed pastimes with many beautiful gopis, O Lord who was angered by a gorilla's arrogant mischief, O Lord who wonderfully fought with the gorilla. Text 3 O Lord who after a long duel finally killed the most wicked of gorillas, O Lord who was pleased by the prayers and obeisances of the demigods and sages, O Lord who gathered the Yadava armies when the Kauravas kidnapped Samba. Text 4 O Lord who went to the Kauravas capital to make peace with them, O Lord who heard their insults. Text 5 O Lord who became very angry with the Kauravas, O Lord who with your plow dragged Hastinapura, O Lord who filled everyone with wonder. Text 6 O Lord of whose feet the frightened Kauravas took shelter, O Lord who thus ended the quarrel, O Lord who saw Samba and his wife reunited, O Lord who happily took them home. Text 7 O brother of Lord Krishna, O Lord who took birth in Gokula, O Lord Balarama who enjoys pastimes like those of a human being, glory, glory, glory to you. Song 9, 2.33. 19. Text 1 O full moon shining before Sri Radha, O Lord who holds a flute, O Master of Gokula, O Protector of your kinsmen, O Krishna, O Hari, glory, glory to you, O Lord who free Radha from the obstacles that stopped her, O Lord whose face is glorious, O Lord who in Gokula breaks apart the bonds of time, O Krishna, O Hari, glory, glory to you. Text 2 O Lord who makes Sri Radha's followers saintly and virtuous, O Lord who makes them expert and intelligent, O best of the Gokula's glories, O Krishna, O Hari, glory, glory to you, O Lord conquered by Radha's saintly deeds, O auspicious Tilaka mark on Gokula's forehead, O Krishna, O Hari, glory, glory to you. Text 3 O Lord who gives saintliness to they who take shelter of Sri Radha, O Lord who makes them happy, O Lord who kills the enemies of Gokula, O Krishna, O Hari, glory, glory to you, O Lord for whom Sri Radha is more dear than life, O protector of the cows, O swan swimming in the lake that is Gokula, O Krishna, O Hari, glory, glory to you. Text 4 O nectar happiness of Sri Radha, O lotus flower growing in Gokula, O Krishna, O Hari, glory, glory to you, O ornament of Sri Radha's ornaments, O sinless one, O King of Gokula's hearts, O Krishna, O Hari, glory, glory to you. Song 10, 2.33. 58. Text 1. Refrain. O Radha, O friend of Lord Krishna Kandra, O goddess whose meeting with Krishna has shaken away all the pain of separation, glory to you, glory to you. Text 2 O goddess splendid at the time of your wedding to Lord Krishna, O goddess who resides in Lord Krishna's heart. Text 3 O honey Madhavi flower that attracts the bumblebee of Lord Krishna's eyes, O springtime glory of the gopis dear to Lord Krishna. Text 4 O goddess whose lotus face delights the bumblebee of Lord Krishna, O goddess who has become a line resting on Lord Krishna's chest. Text 5. O goddess passionately embracing Lord Krishna's chest. O goddess passionately in love with Lord Krishna. O goddess whose sweetness has refuted every objection. Text 6. You are the glory and sweetness in Lord Krishna's heart. Please always enjoy pastimes with him here in Vrindavana forest. Song 11, 2.33. 74. Radha Madhava Yugalam. Radha and Madhava together. Text 1. Refrain. Always anointed with the turmeric oil of passionate love. Text 2. May the youthful divine couple always protect the residents of Gokula. May the divine couple fill them with the greatest and deepest bliss. Text 3. May the youthful divine couple always enjoy transcendental pastimes. May they charm the devotees' hearts. May they remove the devotees' sufferings. May they reveal their beauty and splendor. May they allow the sun of their glories to shine. Text 4. May the youthful divine couple show all their glories and virtues. May they give the gift of their feet to the devotees' eyes. May they always remove the devotees' sufferings. Text 5. May the youthful divine couple show the nectar glory of their handsome transcendental forms, which are the life of all living entities. May they shine with regal glory. May they fill everyone with wonder. Song 12, 2.35. 38. Text 1. Refrain. O Gopi friends, who are Krishna's parents. Thinking again and again, my heart has not found an answer. Text 2. The king and queen of Vrara must have performed many hundreds and thousands of pious deeds for a very long time that in their old age they have attained such a son. Text 3. Lord Krishna's parents are very saintly and righteous. This statement, proclaimed everywhere in the universes, is their great wealth. They are the crest jewels of the wise. They have conquered the hearts of the world. Text 4. Everyone loves them. Everyone always praises them. No one refuses to honor them. Text 5. In the family of Vrara's king there is not, nor in the past has there ever been, anyone virtuous, handsome, and glorious like Lord Krishna. Text 6. Lord Krishna's parents are the two jewels of the fortunate and wealthy. King Nanda is a philanthropist who gives to all. Now he has left Vrara to request the goddess of fortune from King Vrisabdhanu. Song 13, 2.35. 65. Text 1. Refrain. Today everything is fruitful. Today is the marriage of Sri Radha and Sri Krishna. Text 2. Her mother's and father's family are here. The families of all the people are here. Here are good fortune, wealth, transcendental pastimes, and her peerless Gopi friends. Text 3. Here are love, meeting, separation, auspicious reunion, and endless happiness. Text 4. How can I describe in song all the happiness Radha's marriage has brought to the king and queen of Vrara, who are now her father-in-law and mother-in-law. This marriage is a glorious tilaka mark for the family. Song 14, 2.35. 116. Text 1. Refrain. Look at the wonderful glories of Gokula. Numberless goddesses of fortune have come to the auspicious ceremony of Lord Krishna's wedding. Text 2. See how Radha is the happiest and the most beautiful of all. See how she stands in peerless, eternal youth. Text 3. King Nanda has arranged that his son be gloriously dressed and decorated for the occasion. Filled with love, Balarama and all the royal relatives have come from Dwarka. Text 4. Even the three worlds cannot hold all the joy in King Nanda's heart. I think his heart must be filled with joy as he yearns to hear the marriage vows. Song 15, 2.360. 113. Text I. Refrain. Friend, you do not remember anything of the divine couple. Text 2. At night a bumblebee leaves the lotus flowers. He will not play among them. Text 3. In the daytime the lotus flowers are splendid in every direction, but at night they close their petals. They refuse to follow the example of the glittering stars. Text 4. The sun god's charioteer, the dawn, has now come. Still, the lotus flowers will not open their eyes even slightly to see him. Text 5. Now the stars renounce their splendors. Now the divine couple splendidly appears before us. Text 6. Giving up their silence, the birds sing. Text 7. The village of Vrara is filled with sounds of yogurt being churned. Still, no one tells anything about the divine couple's pastimes. Text 8. The poet sings in a loud voice. The sun does not bring him to sing about anything else. Virudavali 1, 2.19. 117. O Lord, who made a plan to rescue Anrada. O Lord, who left your own abode and went to Banasura's kingdom. O Lord, who fought with Siva. O Lord, whose fame is pure and glorious. O Lord, fought in a battle with a great multitude of weapons. O Lord, who with a yawning weapon defeated Siva. O Lord, who again and again defeated Banasura. O Lord, who in the midst of the battle was embarrassed to see the limbs of Kotara, who was like a mother to Banasura. O Lord, who turned away from her. O Lord, who showed mercy by with your own Jvara weapon defeating Siva's Jvara weapon, O Lord whose glories are proclaimed again and again, O Lord who cut off the arms of Bali Maharaja's demon son, Anasura, O Lord who was pleased by Siva's prayers, O Lord who is very merciful, O Lord who made Bandasura a personal associate of Siva, O Lord who expertly rescued Anrada from the prison of arrows and ropes, O Lord who pleased your kinsman, O Lord who returned home with Anrada and his bride. O Lord whose pastimes are beyond the power of human beings, O Lord who returned to Vrata, played the flute at your lips and pleased everyone, O Prince of the Gopas, O Master, O Hero, glory to you. Virudavali 2, 2.27, 62. Lord Krishna, who from a learned devotee heard of many kings imprisoned by Jarasandha, Lord Krishna, who met with Narada, Lord Krishna, whom Yudhishthira asked to arrange for a yajna, Lord Krishna, who heard Narada's advice that he should deliver his devotees, Lord Krishna, who on devoted Uddhava's advice went to the palace to kill Jarasandha, Lord Krishna, who, arriving with Bhima and Arjuna, and all of the disguised as Brahmanas, begged Jarasandha for a duel, Lord Krishna, who arranged that Bhima fight with Jarasandha, Lord Krishna, who with a hint told Bhima how to kill Jarasandha, Lord Krishna, who thus killed Jarasandha, glorious Lord Krishna, who freed the imprisoned kings, Lord Krishna, who made all these endeavors successful, Lord Krishna, who delighted King Yudhishthira, Lord Krishna, who arranged for the Rajastya Yajna, Lord Krishna, who was worshipped at the Rajasita Yana, Lord Krishna, who with the Kakra killed Sisupala when he insulted the devotees and was no longer worthy to be forgiven, Lord Krishna, who saw the successful completion of the Rajastya Yajna, famous Lord Krishna returned and with great love filled us, the people of Vrata, with bliss. Virudavali 3, 2.28. 38. Text 1 O Lord who arranged for King Yudhishthira to perform the Rajasita Yajna, O Lord whose rumbling chariot could be heard even by the elephants holding up the directions, O Lord who returned to your own city. Text 2 O Lord who saw the great Sabha airplane flying in the sky, O Lord who with arrows destroyed that airplane, O Lord who, weapon against weapon, fought with Salva. Text 3 O Lord who broke apart the Sabha airplane, O Lord who pretended to be bewildered by Salva's mystic tricks, O Lord whose pretended bewilderment bewildered the saintly sages. Text 4 O Lord who broke Salva's weapons, O Lord who with many blows defeated Salva, O Lord who with a club broke the Sabha airplane to pieces, O Lord who removed Salva's pride. Text 5 O Lord who with an arrow cut off Salva's right hand, O Lord who with the Kakra cut Salva's neck, O Lord who thus performed many wonderful activities. O Hero, O beloved of Vrata, you are very glorious and splendid. Virudavali 4, 2.37. 143-152. Text 1 May Lord Krishna, who is a spotless moon rising from the beautiful ocean of the King of Vrata and shining with great moonlight of glory, who maintains the three worlds, who is the talk of Vrata, who went away and for a long time and killed many black-hearted demons, and who has now returned to Vrata, always appear before our eyes. Text 2 Splendid Dark Lord, O killer of the demons, O Lord conquered by the devotees, Ocean of bliss, O Lord who was born as the 10 avatars, O Lord whose form is pure and transcendental, O Lord who liberated Pitana and gave her immortality, O Lord who delivers the saintly devotees, O Lord who broke a cart, O Lord who rubbed the afayana from your eyes, O Lord who was a crying infant, O Lord who kicked a cart, O Lord whose holy names were explained by Garga Muni, O powerful Lord who killed a whirlwind demon, O Lord whose nectar friendship is glorified by the great sages, O Lord whose pastimes are charming, O Lord who ate dirt, O Lord who showed the entire universe in your mouth, O Lord who filled your mother with wonder, O Lord who delivered the calves, O Lord splendid with sandal paste, O charming and handsome Lord, O Lord whose mother saw the fear in your eyes, O Lord who drank from your mother's breast, O Lord who was a crying infant, O Lord who stole butter, O Lord who, afraid for the mischief you had done, fled wonderfully, O Lord tied up by your mother, O Lord who broke 2 trees, O Lord to whom 2 persons manifested from the trees bowed down, O Lord released by your lamenting father, O Lord eager to go to the forest by Govardhana hill, O Lord who stayed with the cows, O happiness and auspiciousness of Gokula, O Lord who took the calves to the forest, O Lord who killed Vatsasura and Bakasura, O Lord who killed Mayasura's son, O Lord who rescued Vrata, O Lord who crushed the pride of all devouring. Aghasura, O sinless one, O Lord who defeated Kalya, O Lord famous as a dancer, O Lord who herds the cows, O killer of Danyakasura, O killer of Pralambasura, O Lord glorified by your mother, O Lord love for whom and meditation upon whom makes all fears useless, O Lord who drank a forest fire as if it were a cup of nectar, O Lord eager to teach the science of devotional service, O Lord who made the cows prosper, O Lord who worshipped Govardhana hill. O Lord who proclaimed the glories of worship in Govardhana hill, O Lord who brought great auspiciousness by lifting Govardhana hill, O Lord who thwarted the great rainstorm sent by arrogant Indra, O Lord bathed by a Surabi cow and an elephant from Sriloka, O supremely glorifying Lord, O hero. Text 3 O Krishna, at this moment with an eager heart you stand by the side of glorious Nanda, the master of many cows. King Nimi spoke words to teach how one can be able to see you. My heart yearns for your association. Please never stay away from me. Text 4 O Lord who rescued your father, O Lord who removed the fear and bewilderment caused by the offender Vrunadeva, O victorious Lord, O Lord who always stays with his Surabi cows, O Lord always seen by the people of Gokula, O Lord glorified in the scriptures, O Lord who released Sudarsana from a serpent's form and made him a handsome demigod, O Lord who killed the Yaksa Sankhachita, removed his jewel, and protected your own devotees, O Lord who rebuked bellowing Aristasura, the bringer of calamities, O Lord who thrust an arm into the demon Kesi's mouth and killed him, O Lord whom Katansa ordered should be killed, O Lord who delighted the city of Mathura, O Lord who killed a washerman and took garments like those of the demigods, O Lord who blessed a saintly tailor, O Lord who accepted a beautiful garland from the florist Sudama, O Lord who was satisfied when a hunchback girl anointed you with sandal paste and bowed down before you, O Lord who transformed her into a beautiful straight girl. O Lord who accepted her as one of your liberated associates, O Lord who asked about the Donner Yajya, O powerful Lord who broke the great bow, O Lord who punished they who harshly rebuked you, O Lord who walked with your associates, O Lord whose path to the arena was blocked by an elephant, O Lord who killed the elephant driver, O Lord who took one of the elephant's tusks, O Lord who killed the wrestlers Katansa had ordered to kill you, O Lord who delighted the saintly devotees, O Lord who killed Karnsa, O Lord who rescued the glorious devotees. O Lord merciful to the people, O Lord who gave the kingdom to Ugrasena, O glorious Lord who stayed among the Yadavas, O husband of the goddess of fortune, O Lord who with appropriate words sent King Nanda back to Vraja, O Lord who filled him with happiness, O Lord who proclaimed that Nanda was your true father, O Lord who observed the sacred thread ceremony, O Lord who went to the place of your guru, O Lord who became absorbed in scripture study. O Lord who became expert at the arts described in scripture, O Lord who killed the demon Pyakajana, O glorious Lord worshipped by the saintly kings, O Lord who brings happiness and auspiciousness, O Lord who as Daksino returned your guru's youthful son, O goal of the saintly devotees, O Lord whose eyes are handsome, auspicious and glorious Lord, O Lord who always remembered the land of Vraja where there are many Surabi cows, O Lord who described the people of Vraja to Uddhava, O Lord who sent Uddhava to Vraja, O Lord flooded with glory, O Lord who heard news from a messenger, O Lord who decided to avoid a full-scale war with Jarasandha, O hero. Text 5 O Lord gazed upon by the king of Vraja, when you hear the description of your glories you become both shy and happy. If you are merciful to us, our hearts will become wild with happiness. We do not wish for anything else. We wish only for your mercy. Text 6 O Lord who protected the saintly kings, O Lord whose feet were worshipped by the saintly kings, O Lord who rescued many kings from the grip of Jarasandha, who was planning to offer 17 yajnas, O Lord who expertly removed the fear caused by a Yavana king, O Lord who arranged that Kalayavana be quickly burned to ashes, O Lord who smiled gloriously, O Lord who was chased by Jarasandha, O Lord who for a long time stayed in Dvaraka city in the middle of the ocean, O Lord who kidnapped Rukmini, O Lord who defeated Rukmi, O Lord who delighted the people of Dvaraka, O Lord who won Satyabhama, O Lord who was worshipped by Jambavan, O Lord of whom Jambavati took shelter, O Lord who enjoyed nectar pastimes with Kalindi, the daughter of the sun god, O Lord who won the hand of Mitravinda, the princess of Avantipura, O Lord who won the hand of Bhadra, O Lord who defeated 7 bulls and became the dear husband of Nagnajiti, O auspicious Lord who won the hand of Laxmana, O Lord who became the time of death for Bhamasura, O Lord who protects the residents of the earth, O Lord who accepted the hand of many princesses and made them fortunate like demigoddesses, O Lord who removed their sufferings and made them happy, O Lord who stole Indra's Parayata tree, O Lord who delights the worlds, O Lord who is a lake of transcendental glories, O Lord who killed Sambarasura, O Lord who made everyone happy, O Lord who bewildered Siva, O Lord who brought auspiciousness. O Lord who cut off Panasura's many arms, O Lord who is most artistic and learned, O Lord who punished Pondraka, who pretended to be wise and learned, O Lord who with your Kakra destroyed the realm of Kai's king, O Lord who visited the realm of the Kauravas, O Lord who met with the Pauravas, O Lord who was merciful to Nanda and the other kings, O Lord who returned Devaki's sons, O Lord who brings frivolousness, O Lord who was worshipped by King Bali, O Lord who was worshipped with many offerings, O Lord who was the physician that cured the disease known as Sisupala, O Lord who destroyed the Sabha airplane, O Lord who brings auspiciousness to the earth, O Lord who returned to the village of Vra in Mathura Mandala, O Lord who accepted Narada's advice, O Lord who is powerful like an elephant, O Lord who angrily pounced on Dantavakra, O Lord who received the prayers and obeisances of Siva, O Lord who returned to Vra, O Lord whose return brought great joy, O Lord who brings auspiciousness. O Lord who destroys all inauspiciousness, O Lord who is dear to your father's family, O Lord whose pastimes bring great joy. Text 7 You are now stunned, conquered by King Nanda's glance and filled with a bliss that does not end. O Lord, how can we please you with our prayers? Now our voices are choked up and we cannot speak. Text 8 O Lord who bring auspiciousness to your father and mother, O Lord of all, O Lord who are a wonderful lake of loving pastimes with your friends, O shelter of the devotees, O Lord whose marriage to Sri Radha filled the land of Vra with an equal joy, O Lord who married thousands of queens, O Lord who stay with the devotees, O Lord whose heart glistens with limitless happiness, O Lord plunged into graceful shyness, O Lord who stay with the saintly devotees, O Lord who are come to Vrindavana forest in the east of Vra where your heart enjoyed pastimes before, O Lord filled with bliss of many transcendental pastimes, O Lord who delight the people of Vra, O Lord who stay with the people of Vra, O Lord who stay on Govardhana hill and in splendid Vrindavana forest, O Lord who enjoy peerless transcendental pastimes, O Lord who bring peace, happiness, auspiciousness, splendor, glory, beauty, and playful joking words to your father and mother's families, O Lord splendid like a sapphire. O Lord splendid like the greatest of king, O Lord whose cheeks glisten with splendid earrings, O splendidly smiling Lord, O playful and delightful Lord, O Lord whose eyes are like playful Kanyana birds, O Lord whose nose is graceful, O Lord whose teeth are more beautiful than jasmine flowers, O Lord whose splendid neck is decorated with jewel necklaces, O Lord splendid with bracelets and armlets, O Lord whose chest is handsome and glorious, O Lord whose handsome face delights the heart, O abode of the goddess of fortune, O handsome Lord, O Lord whose navel lake charms the heart, O Lord dressed in silken garments, O Lord with broad hips, O Lord with graceful thighs, O incomparably powerful Lord, O Lord whose knees are splendid like dark suns, O Lord whose tinkling ornaments make the humming bees greedy, O Lord whose splendid feet dance gracefully, O Lord who stay with the cows and boys, O protector of the cows, O Lord who play the flute, O Lord splendid like a full moon, O Lord holding a stick in your hand. O Lord with glistening eyes, O Lord who remember the love of your friends, O Lord whose glories are described in the Smriti Sastra, O Lord who enjoy pastimes of joking words, O Lord who yearn to enjoy pastimes, O Lord who love the surrendered souls, O Lord who are the friend of they who love you, O Lord who protect your friends, O Lord who are the wealth of the girls who took birth in Vra, please stay with the devotees who have taken shelter of you and who melt with love for you. Please fill them with bliss that is eternally new and fresh. O Lord who took birth in a family of Gopas, O Lord who stay with the Gopas, O Lord Krishna, O Lord whom the saintly devotees in their hearts thirst to attain, all glories always to you. Text 9 O Lord Krishna, accompanied by your dear associates you are splendidly manifested in your eternally blissful abode, which bears the name Vra. How merciful are you! We cannot understand how merciful. We cannot understand. Rejecting everything else, we choose only you. In this way we will become pure in heart. Text 10 Please protect your servants. Please delight your parents. Please protect they who help your pastimes. O jewel of protectors, O our life, please protect the devotees who think you are dear as life. Your wonderful pastimes in Vra are all glorious and perfect. O Lord Krishna, speaking humble words, we always choose you. Please accept us always.